Good morning, everyone. Without delaying more, I ask Anandji to take over the session for today. Please, Anandji, please, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible, friends?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
great. Very good morning, everyone, and welcome to the session. It's great to have all the esteemed faculties with us today, and I think it will be a great, interaction where we can actually share the thought process on some of the areas in advanced ITT, which I hope all of you have seen it up there. So we have now two sections which are on cyber security and what we call it as digital forensic. Now, I'm just sharing my screen so that I hope it's visible to everyone. Okay. I hope my screen is visible, friends. Just, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Great. Great. So, the idea is to talk about the basics of digital forensic and cybersecurity. Now, I hope all of us are aware of. So I'll not go into the domain of what we call it as how the course is and all that things, but couple of things which are very important for the educator who is actually going to be dealing with the learner is to understand the context out here. The gentleman who is coming right now to learn in advanced ITT, he already is done his 2 years of internship or articleship, and he do understand what are the things which has happened out there. What we are trying to do here is introduce them. So that's the reason I'm using the word basics of digital forensic and cybersecurity. We would like to introduce them to the whole idea about cybersecurity and digital forensic. And when they are learning it up there, it should be something, a skill which they can actually use it, whether they are in practice or whether they go into employment, and they have a basic understanding of that. So today's session is basically a kind of a precursor before we do have their FTP there, and the presentations, we have a detailed presentation with all the slides and everything which has been developed. I'll not go into that so that we have a depth of PowerPoint, but I like to explain the things which, as all of you are going to be our faculties for these two topics, how the mode of delivery and how we are basically planning to go for it up. Okay. And the agenda in this regard is on this 6 items which we are going to talk about that. So we'll talk about Genesis. Then we'll talk about cybersecurity. What are the key things which is part of that? How we are basically trying to use it and take that forward. Then we'll talk about digital forensic, and it should be in loop with the forensic accounting, because there is an e-learning which is already being developed, and it should be something which is a continuation. So there is a kind of I would say, a direct correlation between what is there in forensic accounting and what we are talking in digital forensic. The next item which I would like to spend some time today is to show you some of the tools which we are actually planning to use. And in the FDP, we are going to have a detailed, I would hand holding on that one. But I would request all of you to make yourself accustomed to that area. Basically, you should be able to, know that, okay, these are the things which are going to come and what it is, what are the things we are going to take care of that and take that up. The last item would be session delivery, which is basically how we are planning to do this up in terms of the sessions. And last but not least, all your questions, everything which is there on this domain, we need to understand that. Friends, we need to understand one thing as the genesis which is there of the new crate and how it has been come. A lot of things which we were actually having in our subjects like ISCA or DISA, some part of DISA and everything has actually come in advanced ITT now. And the idea is to give a practical flow or, a practical approach to our students when they are actually going into the field and understanding and taking it forward. Now, from that perspective, it becomes very important that as the faculty, as the educator who are going to deal with all the students, you need to be very updated in terms of what's happening in this domain, because most of the folks who are going to come are now the students are very updated. So For example, we need to actually tell them that why these two topics are so important. The first thing is on cybersecurity, and that is an area of work for most of the chart accountant now. And also, this is something which is a key risk. So if I see it from a risk management perspective or whether I see it like an opportunity, both the side, this domain is something which is very, very important for chart accountant or future chart accountant. And also, the idea is in the cybersecurity domain, they need to understand what are the different things which are happening. So we all know the fundamentals of CIA, confidentiality, integrity, availability, and this is a kind of a fundamental which is built on that. But there is also now privacy. All of us, are aware of this concept of DPDP Act, which has come into picture, and that is actually going to be the rules are going to come out very soon. So, in that given context, the idea which we are seeing, or which we want you to communicate with the students is that hey, this is something which is going to affect us directly on a daily basis, and so this is the genesis why it is actually part and parcel of you. And today, whether you are doing accounting, whether you are doing auditing, whether you are doing any other consulting assignment, cybersecurity plays a very important role. Here, I would request all our educator to have a look at a lot of material which is already there in the institute domain. Like for example, we have something called DCMM, digital capability maturity model of for firms. Also, there are a lot of write-ups and other things on cybersecurity or DAB websites and other things which you can actually use it at your leisure. But the thing is that it should not be like what we call it as, and I hope you all agree with that, a death by PowerPoint. Basically we just try to have in terms of the way we are looking at, and it will become much more interactive if we can actually understand it up that. So that is the first part which I just wanted to say about the genesis. Now coming to cybersecurity. Now cybersecurity, what we are trying to cover is three main areas. If you see the material also, it has been developed into that. The first, we are trying to introduce them to the cybersecurity vulnerabilities and risks which are there. So, for example, I'm just in front of the machine. Okay, there's some messages coming. Okay, Kunal. Sure. I'll go a little slow. So, if you try to see, anyway, this session will be recorded. So, feel free if you miss something, don't worry. I'll go a little slow on that one. Okay. So, let me just tell you, when we talk about cybersecurity, how do we basically bring up this importance of cybersecurity to the students? I'm just giving one example, and as faculties, you would have actually come across many other solutions or thought process which you can actually share. So what I'm trying to show is, have you heard about a site called Have I Been Pawned? Can you see the screen? Yeah, Suraj, we'll come to that. So software will come. If you go by the agenda, it will be coming to that. Now, many of you are aware of this site. Why don't you ask the students to use this, some of the things where he can just say, hey, you know what, let me put my mail ID and check for myself how many places my data is roaming around. Okay. Now, you can see I have been pawned in 31 data breaches and 2 paste. Now, it also says that in Big Basket, there was a, data breach of 20 million customer in which email ID, IP address, physical address of that person, name, phone number, date of birth, password were all compromised, right? Now, what does this one thing says? This one thing is just trying to give a student a food for thought that, oh, the password I'm using, the places, websites I'm going, I can't trust any of them. You can see some big name will be there, like DataCamp, Domino's, Dropbox. We have IndiaMart, LinkedIn, Indian Railways. So cybersecurity compromise may happen anywhere, any place, anytime. Now that is the kind of thing, a starting point, which we have to show the importance of cybersecurity. And I would also be asking you to, we'll be sharing some videos and other things which are there. But the idea is to basically bring them, and you should actually spend some time to make them understand that, the gravity of the situation in terms of what's happening, how it is taken care of, and what are the key things which they need to look into. And once we have done that, I would say the idea is to then go to the next level. The next level would be, okay, so these are all the different kind of risk. So when we talk about risk, we have some slides which we have developed it up, and I'm going to go through the slide, but we have talked about the different types of cyber crimes, what they are, and it will be discussed in detail. So we have sections where we are talking about different type of concept like phishing, cyberbullying, cyber warfare. All these things we are actually going to talk about. But all these things is just to make them, there is some disturbance. Okay. So these are all the things which are there is just to give them a kind of idea about what are the things which are happening. Now, the thought process here is not to tell them, okay, you do this and all the things, it works it out. It is just trying to tell them what's happening around us, why enterprises are really worried. There are a lot of CAs who are giving these services, what kind of services they give. So all that things are part of our presentation, which is there. So that would be the second part in cybersecurity. And the third part where we would like you to actually engage with the students, we have few tools which are there. Okay, tools which are basically both on the web domain, and we'll be giving you a list of them, as well as on the desktop side. Okay, seeing what are the weaknesses in your system. Like, for example, there is something, very old system software. We are not talking about that. We have some other softwares which are there, but we had MBSA, Microsoft Baseline Security Analyzer. You can Google it out. It still works because you can actually just run it in the device. It will say, oh, this many patches has not been implemented. This many things has not been done. Now, all these things, yeah, Tarun, all these things will be shared with you. All the presentations which you are seeing it up, that would be shared with you. That is the reason we are not going with the presentation, or we are not telling you slide by slide and doing a death by PowerPoint. This will be shared. What we are telling you is the background, what you need to come prepared when you come for FDP, so that there is no challenge out there. I hope I'm clear on that, guys.
सर थोड़ा धीरे धीरे बताइए, हम लोग नए आदमी है, समझ में नहीं आ रहा है।
सर ये धीरे ही है सर, अभी आपको इसमें विल गो स्लोली सर, बट इसमें
हम लोग नए हैं इस काम में। मैं आप जैसे बोल रहे हैं उतनी तेजी से हम लोग आपकी बात को समझने के लिए थोड़ा टाइम चाहिए। आप थोड़ा स्लो करेंगे तो हमको समझ में आएगा। आपकी स्लाइड का और आपके बोलने का कोई कॉम्बिनेशन नहीं हो पा रहा है।
नहीं, वो कॉम्बिनेशन नहीं है सर उसका। आप एक बात सुनिए, ठीक है। आप एक बात बताइए सर, इसमें साइबर सिक्योरिटी में आपको एक बेसिक क्या चीज पता है, मुझे वो बताइए, वहां से स्टार्ट करते हैं।
साइबर सिक्योरिटी में मुझको ये पता है कि व्हाट इज दिस साइबर, ठीक है। साइबर का मतलब क्या है कि व्हेन यू आर गोइंग ऑन द क्लाउड, इट इज दिस साइबर। और उसके बाद आप जो भी काम कर रहे हैं, आप जो भी चीज आपके कंप्यूटर से बाहर जा रही है, क्लाउड पर जा रही है, दैट इज आउट एंड इट इज अनवर्नेबल। कोई भी आदमी इसको जो है इधर से उधर कर सकता है। जितना मेरे को जानकारी है बेसिक, वो मैंने आपको बता दिया।
नहीं सर, सो आई थिंक मुकेश जी, दिस इज नॉट द थिंग। आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट यू, आप एक काम कीजिए, प्लीज गो थ्रू द मटेरियल ऑफ एडवांस आईटी। आई होप यू हैव एक्सेस टू द मटेरियल।
सर मटेरियल एक दिन पहले मटेरियल,
योर वॉइस इज ब्रेकिंग मुकेश जी, योर वॉइस इज ब्रेकिंग।
में 170 पेज की कोई पीपीटी सारा मटेरियल पढ़ पाना एक दिन में, बीओएस ने इसको 48 घंटे पहले हमको अपलोड किया है।
नहीं, मैं इसकी बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ। ये जो आपका मटेरियल तो पहले ही आ गया था ना सर इसका।
सर मटेरियल भी कब भेजा उन्होंने? पहले ही तो मेल आई है, उसके साथ पीपीटी भेजे।
नहीं सर, उसमें
सर आप कंटिन्यू करिए, थोड़ा धीरे करिए बस प्लीज।
फाइन, विल गो फॉर इट। बट द पॉइंट इज दैट गाइस, अगर आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू, प्लीज गो विद दैट। That is not your domain. You have to basically understand some of the things on the cyber security, because what happens is, unless and until you go through the study material, you will not be able to take the session. Please understand that. And if you are thinking that we can just, go through some PPTs and all things, it is not going to happen at all. So the idea is the area where we are going to cover it up for you today is only what is the areas you need to cover and come prepared in the FDP. We do understand, even if I show you a tool and everything, you will not understand it up. So idea is you come prepared for the FDP. It should not happen that you come and we have to tell you from basic what are the things. Otherwise, it is not going to happen, because the concept of cyber what you are telling, all of you have to understand, it is not the same which is going to happen. Anyway, coming back to the subject, the topic is cyber security. And your thought process, you should be knowing it very clearly, is when we talk about cyber security, the definition itself has to be very different. The material we have given the clear thing what we mean by cyber security, and there we are focusing on totally on two things only. So the first things which we are talking about here is what are the different types of cyber threats which takes care of, like basically, as I told you, the first part, what are the risk and everything which is there. Second is very important, which you should know, is how do you protect on that one. So the protection part has to be also looked into. If we don't understand the protection part, what is going to happen is we'll be doing something which they will not understand, because you have very less time in the class. We need to only focus on what we call it as, okay, here it is. This is the cyber, part. These are the risks. These are the different types of controls which are there. And as chartered accountant, they very much understand one concept called risk control metrics, because that is something which is then part and parcel of any of what we call it as, engagement or anything as such. So we need to connect that, because that is the area they are already aware of. Because they are already aware of that area, we need to understand very clearly that there is a kind of connection between what we do in IFC, creating a risk control matrix, and the same thing we are trying to do it in cyber security also. Okay. So this is the second part. Now coming to the last part, which is there, some demo of the tools. So basically, for the part of this one, what we have thought is what are the different types of tools which we should be discussing up only from the perspective of cyber and other things. So in cyber, the first thing I would like you to know is we are going to show some concept on dark web. Okay. How many of you heard a term called dark web? Dark web is basically, so there is an internet which we all can trace and all things, but there are a lot of these bad guys who are on .onion website. So we call it as the dark web, right? Dark web is like you have to access it. It will not .com site. It would be .org also not there. It is .onion site, right? You can go and check it out. There is something in the group. I am putting it up here, a term called, you can actually check it up. The term is Tor browser. Please have a look at that. This is just to give a kind of a feel. Guys, what we see as an internet or all of that thing, it may not be the same thing what we are actually understanding it up. So they understand, oh, there is something else also. Perfect. You're right. They are not visible for regular people. They are not just illegal sites, but there are good sites are also there. There are Facebook and other things are there. And we need to basically understand that whole areas in a detailed manner. That is first part. Okay. Coming back, the second part, which is there after the Tor browser. So you have shown them, oh, these are the things which are there. Now, what next? How do we show that, okay, there are small things which are good, bad, and all that kind of thing. So for that also, we have 2-3 tools we'll be giving it to you. The idea is very simple. We don't want to basically give winner only one tool or one thing and all thing. We'll give you a kind of a list of tools, mostly open source, which doesn't require any kind of what I call it as a challenge for you in terms of using it. And we will ensure it up that all these things you can actually use it extensively. So there is one software call, and I'm just putting the name once again. It is called as NearSoft. NearSoft is one open source, or a, not open source, a free version of collection of tools which you can actually use it in terms of dealing with that. Okay, just give me 1 second. So there are these tools like NearSoft and other things. So I'll put the name out there also. And my request will be, NearSoft, you can Google it out. It's a kind of a suite which are there, which you can actually use it up. Okay. Please make sure that when you use these tools, sometime these tools, because we'll show you a demo actually when we are there at in the FDP. But the idea is you need to get your hands dirty, show them some of the feeds and other things, which will give them a kind of a better understanding. Okay, this is what's happening in my desktop. This is where things are there. Concept of what we call as audit logs and other things.
Excuse me,
All
sir.
this. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry to interrupt you, but sir, the slides are not in changing mode actually.
Ma'am, I'm not changing the slide. I'm actually just at the agenda slide right now, ma'am.
Okay,
Yeah?
okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
so sorry.
Okay, no problem. No problem. So that is the area where we are covering in cybersecurity. Now that gives a basic concept, basic idea, and some tools. We will give you 5-6 tools. A list are compiled. You will actually can install it up and take that forward. Okay. Sally, this will share with you. When we show it to you, you just first familiarize yourself with these 2-3 names which we have given it to you. You Google it out, because we don't want to, we have paucity of time. We have only 30 minutes left. I would like to use the time more effectively. So I am just giving you, see, right now, this is actually just to make you accustomed in terms of all these areas, because we are assuming, and maybe I'm wrong, but I assume as you guys have gone through the material and you're here and you're understanding how you're going to deliver it up there. So from that perspective, friends, the session is being designed. FTP will be there where we can actually do it up. All this, shared with them. Coming to the second point, digital forensic. By the way, my request to you would be, when you are going for digital forensic or you're talking about that, please, as an educator, please go through what has been covered in the e-learning of forensic accounting. It is already covered. There is a full thing. The students is supposed to go through it. He will cover FAIS. So FAI stand for Forensic Accounting and Investigation Standard. Now we have something called as FAIS, Forensic Accounting and Investigation Standard 420. So that talks about digital domain or digital forensic and digital domain. It means it is a standard issued by ICAI. So everything which we are going to do it. See, if you go on Google up digital forensic, there are 100 of things you will see on digital forensic. But please understand the thought process which we are trying to put it here is that the educator should teach the student in context of what a chart accountant do, what a forensic accountant do, and what is our FAIS says. So it will be some amount of reading for all the educator who are going to take session on this one. Okay. And this one, you need to ensure it up that only then you talk about that. Otherwise, it will be a gibberish things which is going to work it out. So here, I want you to make sure that you do it in the loop of forensic accounting standard, investigation standard 420. Okay, we have covered it in our material. In the e-learning also is covered, and that. Now in digital forensic, we are keeping it very, very simple. We are telling them, how do you use some of the tools? Like basically you have already covered your forensic accounting session e-learning, which is actually going to be covered as an e-learning. You know about that. You are already aware of what it does, how it does, and what are the key things which we need to look into, right? And once we have that understanding, the idea is to show them in action, because the class you would have very less time in terms of doing it, on some of the tools which we are going to talk about. Now in digital forensic, we have a concept. Basically, if I have to give you a very fundamental, definition of digital forensic, it is basically, we call it as in the digital domain. Digital domain is anything. It can be hard disk, your network, your mobile phone, any of the thing. We do something which we call it as, identification, preservation, examination, and analysis of digital evidence, which can be taken in the court of law. Okay, because if we don't understand that area, everything, because when we talk about forensic also, we all know the term forensic is in matter where we are taking it in the matter in the court of law, and the student has to understand that I can go to a computer and copy the data and say, oh, there is something which we found on this computer. Digital domain, basically it can be mobile phone, you see WhatsApp chat, you can even talk about the famous all this Bollywood cases of people's where WhatsApp chat was leaked and all things. So how could the law enforcement agencies get this information? How that was done? So when we talk about all this thing, there are some tools which are there to do that. So there are some concepts which we have to explain to the students at fundamental level. So when we have made the PPTs and all things, you will be seeing that later. But what are the things which are there? So we talk about first identification, preservation, examination, and analysis of the digital evidences, which has to be accepted in the court of law. Because if it can't be accepted in the court of law, that evidence holds no thing. Now, in that situation, what is the role of a future chart accountant? What are the things he should know? What is possible? What is not possible? That's all. Because, we can't make them an expert in such a short time. So my request would be, and we have to take care of that. Okay. So there we need to understand a very clear thing out there is there is a concept which has come now, and that is the concept of privacy. So the privacy concept, friends, will be sharing you some material on that. And that concept is related to both forensic and cybersecurity. In cybersecurity, when you are talking about privacy, you are talking it from a perspective of, okay, here is cybersecurity. How do you protect your PII? Personally identify information. Okay. Whereas when I'm talking about that in digital forensic, I am talking about if I am actually doing an investigation, how would I protect? How do I make sure that I am not going against the law in terms of anything out there? So those are the areas which we need to, look into and have an understanding when we are doing this session. I hope I'm clear on this one. So guys, I'll just do a recap of what we have covered. So basically, we talked about the genesis in terms of what we are dealing with in terms of this topic. It is going to be very technical. So there is a lot of requirement for us to update ourselves. Second, we talked about in cybersecurity what we are covering. I am not going through the material and all the thing right now. You should go through the material. PPTs anyway will be covering when we go have a physical FTP. Third, we are talking about digital forensic, and I have put the word there which is there in front of you. It should be in loop with forensic accounting, which is basically a e-learning. So it's very important that the gentleman, whoever or anyone who's working on that, a lady also, if she is taking or he or she is taking a session, they know that it is in continuation of that part. We are actually kept it like that also, because if we just start from that, it will feel like, oh, there is no head or tail out of that, because it is in continuation with the forensic accounting part. Okay. So here, this is actually a kind of a checkpoint. I'm just now going to go to the next 3 points. So the next 3 points are, I have already mentioned of some of the tools when I was deliberating on all that, session, how we are going to take care of that. What are the things to be dealt with that? Few of some important tools which will actually be very important for all of us to understand is, and I would request you to make yourself comfortable with that, is, let me just share my entire screen. Just give me 1 second. Okay. So what I would like you to do, there are some tools like, I hope you know this tool, Autopsy. Autopsy is an open source tool for doing both. It can image a software, hardware, which is there. Image basically means it's not just copying. It is something which we call it as how you basically try to, extract some data in a case and how do you take that forward. Okay. So it's a little heavy software. Chat. Good, James. Thanks. You have to just open some, case. Okay, let me just put it up in a different one. So how do you create a case, and what are the things which we need to look into? You have to get yourself comfortable with autopsy. We are not covering autopsy right now. I'm just showing it to you. It will be covered in detail when we are there. What exercise you are going to do it on this when you are there in the physical FTP. Right now, we are just giving you a kind of a brief on what it does, how it does, and everything out that. So autopsy, you can download from autopsy. You can just search it out of autopsy forensic. It will give you an idea about that. So here we will be giving you a test image also, which will be a case study which you can actually do in the class, or you can create your own test images and deal with that. So that would be one of the software which we are going to use it. Okay, point number one. I hope I'm clear. Second software, you can just make a note of that, is called FTK Imager. It's not open source, but it is a free software that would be also shared with you. You can download this software anywhere. FTK Imager. It's an imaging software, and basically there are exercises which we are trying to build up that. Anyone who has worked on FAFD course and all things, they all know about this software. So as I told you, these are some of the things which we are getting it advanced students, like they should be knowing about all of these things and taking it up there. So one is FTK Imager. You should know about that, image mounting and all things. Don't worry, what has to be done here, we'll share it with you later. Right now, perfect. Atanu, that is a very good point. That's why I told you about PII and other things and what are the legal limitations and other things. Yeah, that is all covered in the PPT, Atanu sir. Okay, that would be very much shared with you, and that's a good point. So all these things are going to be there. So we have FTK Imager, we have access data, and also when you are discussing about all of these things, I have a request for all of you that there are some small exercises we are designed and given to you as a ready-made exercise which you can actually cover, and if there are paucity of time and all thing as such, you can actually increase or number of exercise or decrease it as you would like to wish it up. But that the idea is basically to work on this softwares which I have actually shown it to you, and as I told you, we'll give you image. So they are doing some exercise, but we'll give them an image, some 3-4 images which they can actually analyze it up. But this analysis which happens is going to happen from a perspective of, and I'm just trying to use this word, from the perspective of a forensic accounting engagement. So, the case is being designed in such a way where we are saying, okay, there is a case which has happened and all the thing, and we will take care of this. How do you deal this with, what data you got it up, and how would you like to work on that? So all these things are something, take care of that. Sir, IDEA and CAT, no linguistia, sir. We are not using that. The reason I'll tell you, already if you see, we have Knime, Python, RPA tools, and IDEA is already covered at ITD level, sir. And CAT tools, what is there is like, Excel and other thing. We are putting it from that perspective. I hope that answers your question, linguistia, sir. Right. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We will talk about kill chains and other things. Yes, they are all, part and parcel of that thing, Aditya. They are, things which we are mentioning up there. There are some other concepts like honeypot and other things also. All the things are, which will be there. And these are actually covered in the material. So yeah, we will be actually making sure in the PPT it is covered. So you would see a kind of a delivery mechanism which we are trying to put it up there and taking it forward. I hope it is clear. Great. Okay, cool. So let me now go to the next part of the discussion. So here we go. Just 1 second. Changing the sharing screen. I would like to keep some time for question answer because this area is new for many of you. So yeah, it's very much possible you would actually have to familiarize it, but it is not some rocket science also. This is something which most of the chart accountant are doing. So it's something which, with some amount of time and effort, I'm sure you would be able to take care of that. Now, coming back, the session delivery. Now, the session delivery has to be very, very structured, friends, because if we have to give an experience to all our learners, which is, I would say world class, and we can actually have the best of tech, because we are using everything has been thought of. The exercise has been thought of. The flow of presentation of is being thought of. What we are going to do an exercise has been thought of. Tools has been thought of. So it is all right now ready packaged tool which is available for you. The expectations is on the session delivery, which I would request all of you to basically look into, is more from the perspective of how we make it more engaging for that. See, there will be always, and you guys are very, experienced educators, so you know more than me. There will be some people who are very, very, aware of, these things already, and they will try to say, oh, I know this, sir, I know that, or I know this, ma'am, I know that. All these things are there. I would say our session delivery has to be first arousing. We should get them interested in this concept about how it impacts the chartered accountant. And I'm again and again using this word because, see, the same concept of digital forensic, if I'm teaching an engineer, I'll teach it in a different perspective. If I'm teaching cybersecurity to engineer, I teach at ISACA, it will be a totally different mode. Okay. Tarun, Kali lakes will be more effective, but we are actually thinking of that would be overkill in the environment and all things. But we will introduce them. The point is that nowadays, emulator of Kali Linux is already there in your Windows environment only. So the point is that we would be keeping them open. We'll give them a kind of thing, let them explore. The students are smarter than us nowadays. So yeah, we will give them that's a great thing. As an educator, we have to open their horizon in terms of what are the things which can do and let them do. And as I told you, also one more thing, the tools are not important. What we do with the tools is more important. I know that's something which we need to work out, and that has to be looked into. Perfectly, Tanu. And, I think, virtual setup VMware, Aditya, this was actually a challenge, because we have to see the constraints and other things. So in the constraints, and there is also very less time which is there for, all of the things. And you guys are all expert. You know that it can be a 7-day session also. It can be 1-day session also. So yes, we have kept it low, but, as faculties, you are more, I would say, knowing about how we can actually open up their thought process on this. And if we have to show some of the examples and all things, it's a good thing we should do that. Okay. So that is all about the session delivery. Now I will keep, I think we have another 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes. So we can have Q&A or questions, and feel free to let me know what are the thought process which is there. Before you go into Q&A, I just wanted to once again reiterate what we have thought. Guys, this is just an introduction session. And as I told you, these are all technical topics. So it is not something which can sit in one session and you will understand everything. The expectations from all of you, you will be coming for that. Go through the material which is there on the ITD. The book has been released long back. Please go through it. Second thing, which is very important, which we want all of you to do is understand what are the tools we have told you. You will have a lot of doubts, questions on the tools. There are a lot of videos and all the things on the tools online. Have a look at that and you can take that form. Case studies and other things which are there and everything, we need to work out from a perspective of the material we will be sharing it up there. And that is something we can actually take that forward. Yeah. So that is all from my side. Now I am ready to take questions, friends. Feel free. I'm just, can you put the questions in the chat so I can actually see it? Okay. So let me see the question. I agree, Tarun. And, I think there are many times we think there is something called good to have and we can work it out. Yeah. I agree, Tarun sir. Calculix is good. I would say we can actually showcase it up, and it's part and parcel of our thing. Shilpa, basically on the awareness of cybercrime and cybersecurity, yeah, that is something which we have already covered it up there. That's the thing. They should know the terminology and other things. So they should even understand the difference between DOS and DDoS, that because that's something which is covered in the presentations and all thing. And they have also examples of some cases which are there. We can do it up. And also from BNS perspective and other things, IT Act 2000 revised 2008 as well as DPDP Act. There are multiple things which are there, but we don't want to have too much of content on the legal side because CAs are already covering it up there. And I hope you all know that in the CRAT, it is not about quantity of knowledge, but we are now focusing on quality of knowledge. Yeah, wait. Okay, relevance between AI and cybersecurity. Yeah, there are, there are a lot of use cases, Jairam sir, where basically they are actually talking about how people are using malware using, chat GPT and all things directly don't allow you to do that. You can search it up. And also there are now AI can make better malware for anyone. And that has to be looked into. Yeah. Yes, this is Dr. Farad. It will be somewhere around 12 hours. We will actually be putting it up there. We'll actually share with you all the detail, all that, and the presentation, everything will work it out. Linguation sir has that forensic tool open source. Most of them are open source or free, either of the things. Linguation sir, we are not trying to go into that. Okay. Tarak sir has a question. Torrent website. Torrent would be a P2P technology. I would not say a dark website because torrent are more of from a perspective of a peer-to-peer thing. We don't call it as more of the dark web. It is more of, there are a lot of malware and other things which are spreading around. And we have to take it up there. Salim, it's perfectly right. This is a very vast topic. You are perfectly there on the top on the point. If the reason why we are actually limiting it up, again, I'm trying to say it is not about the knowledge, it is the application of knowledge. And you are perfectly right, Sally ma'am, that we would be putting it up to that level only. Let's not go too much of things. Sorry.
Anandji.
Hello. Sir, I can't hear you. You're very feeble. Yes, sir.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Now you are better.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you now, sir.
Yeah. I just want to know, one VPN called Radmin VPN, which is a free VPN available in the site. It can be paid also, but you can use the Radmin. Yeah. What is the, can you tell me anything on that security aspect of the Radmin VPN? They are telling that they have the P2P, this thing is there, end-to-end encryption will be there, everything will be there. So do you have any idea on that?
Sir, I don't have any idea on that, but I don't know if you have tried the Opera CG, which has been launched right now. They are also trying to say the same thing on the thing. Opera, the old which was there. Padwana sir, they are telling about that one. But we can actually try and explore it up. VPN as a concept is there one because we have actually covered a little bit of on VPN and other thing as a tools for better, thought process and all things. That is covered.
Yeah. Whether VPN is covered under the tools of cybersecurity in our this thing portion?
Yes, sir. It is there, sir. It is one of the tools which is there as a concept, sir. As a concept, because as Sally ma'am said, we had very less time around. That's the reason. Sir, we have not covered it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so Tarun sir has a question that whether the digital forensic is a purpose of doing cybercrime and police or company or ground, we have explained. Okay. Oh, very good question, Tarun sir. So I'll tell you neither. Okay, our option is very much similar. So, imaging 99% of time, imaging will be done by, third-party service providers and nothing, even in whether I'm doing it for law enforcement agencies or I'm doing it for companies. And it may be a CS team which can also do it. There are a lot of chartered accountants who do that. But the idea is we want to teach them more is how this whole concept, how do we take in the court of law? What is the image? What is the chain of custody? How do you analyze an image? Analysis is our main part because you will understand the core thing and take that up. So I hope it answers, Tarun sir, your question. Now I'm going to James sir's question. Which tools are used in FTP for learning? Can you? Yeah. Okay. We'll send you the list, sir. James, sir, it is actually there on our, we have made a kind of a Google Drive. We'll put you all that things out there. Okay.
I request everyone, Anand sir, just wait. I request everyone to kindly post your questions over the chat because service settings will be chat only rather than pinging him individually or raise a hand over the Zoom call. All the questions will be taken at the end of the session. Let the sir complete the session first. A humble request to all of you. Thank you, sir. You can continue, sir.
So, Sagar, you had a question on the topics are very short note. I understand your point, sir. And you said you guys are all educated. We all understand that as teacher, we are also learners. My request to you would be very simple request. Only I would request you to do three things. First, make yourself comfortable with the ITT material, which is there. Advanced ITT material is a pretty good material. We have actually done a lot of slice and dice of that one also. Just to make sure, as Sally ma'am rightly said, keep it to the minimum, but it is effective also. Second thing, please go to institute website only on board of studies and all things. There are a lot of material which are there on this topic. There are webinars and everything which is there. Just a little bit of spend time on this. That is the second thing, Sagarji. And the third thing I would request you to just have a look at that is these tools. Just there are some, we will be actually showing you a demo of all the things, but we'll be showing you on the case study which we have developed. My request, Sagarji, for you would be just familiarize yourself with the tools. So we have given the name, you can take care of that. Okay. Okay. If Atanu sir has a point, if the money is lost and flowing outside, don't see any success. Any solution that is fintech, sir, we'll talk about that later. You can try ICIJ database and take that forward. Kunal ji has a question just to create distinction. No, I would not say that dark web is without indexing, Kunal, because there are way you can search the dark web also, right? So indexing happens out there, but yeah, it is more of privacy focus. It was actually meant for the privacy part. If I'm like today, you can actually tell the students that whatever you do on the internet, there are many people who are watching it because of the data pipes and other things and data packets going around that. But if you are actually on the dark web, you are having different images and other things which create all of that. It will create a lot of interest in the students, I would say. And we are not teaching them to do bad things. We are just telling them these are the things which happens. People are using something which was developed, just like fire is developed for good thing. Also, you can use it for bad thing. That's a kind of thought process which is there. Yeah. Yes, Bhupesh, there are many tools which are there. And in fact, there are a lot of tools which are there we can use. We have just kept it to the, we kept it as much possible, open source, more widely used and all the things. Okay. Reddy Garu, you have given a questions on the type. Sir, I agree, because we are not teaching them, we're not making them expert on that. This is what we are trying to do is we are just giving them a kind of feel of that, understanding and all the thing. And, there are also post-qualification course for chartered accountant as well as then on forensic as well as, IS audit. So they will be taking care of that, which has to be looked into. Raspberry has many vulnerabilities. I agree, Lingeshwar sir. And nowadays, I don't know if you're trying Flipper Zero. Flipper Zero also is something which we use it in a lot of, tools and checking the vulnerabilities which are there. Sagar Nilji, the course material is the same material of advanced identity, and rest of the thing when you come for the FDPV, you'll be getting it up there. And the tools I have already told you that. Perfect, Sally ma'am. Thank you. Forensic toolkit, FTK, yeah, it can be. Swati ma'am, there are a lot of thought process. In fact, if you go on that, there are a lot of Linux distros which are there on forensic also, just like Kali and other thing. And people have created many other thought process on that. So SANS has something which is there, but we are not going to that level of detail. But we just want to keep it at basics. Okay, there is question from Keul. Digital first. Yeah, see, we can actually, we can talk about that part. Our focus is, but when the fraud, we are in financial frauds and all of that one. Yes, Nishant sir, you have to use ethical means. If you don't do that, the hunter can become hunted. That's a different thing. Okay, which software we installed coming to? I gave the list of the software. Simit Parekh. Yes, Palak, it is already developed case studies example and integrated case studies. I hope you got your first level of connections yesterday. Every areas we have case studies, we are taking it that. Okay. Okay. Course module. Okay. Mukesh Saran sir. Okay. This advanced IT book is of 2021. There is some changes which is there, but that edition also you can use it up right now. If there is new changes, you can, they can communicate it up. That there is not much changes on that one except for some deletion only. Addition will not be there. Okay. Yeah, we'll be sharing it up, sir. At least we have got. Sure, Sagar. Great, Smith Parekh. Thank you. Pleasure, all mine. Okay, who markers? Yes, we'll be sharing the Krishna Veni. We'll be sharing all this case study in physical therapy. Thank you, Farad. Dr. Farad. Thank you. So I would say, I say Bilaspur sir. Okay, we thought maybe there's some confusion. The thought process you have a little bit of known about the ITT material which has been shared with that. That should be good enough, and that is what I have been talking about in my discussion also. Perfectly. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Amit. Thank you. There would be. Yes, sir. Yeah. Please go ahead. Okay. Okay. Yes. Thank you, everyone. Ma'am, anything else? Any other question which is left, which I have not covered? Cool. So, sorry, ma'am.
There is no question from our side. Secondary is the question to you.
My question is.
First, raise the hand, sir, please. It's a humble request. Raise the hand and ask the question.
My question is to BOS, Board of Studies.
Yes, sir.
See, I have written a mail that I will not be available from 7 to 12 for my finalization of the audit. So, I'm from Western India Regional Council. So, when the Western India Regional Council physical training will take place?
This is about yet to finalize, sir. We'll inform you accordingly.
Sir, that's the thing I'm saying. I'll not be there from 7 to 12.
Sir, every days have been finalized 7 to 17 only. So let's see.
Okay.
सर नहीं तो आप किसी और एग्जाम में देखेंगे कैसे कराएंगे या वर्चुअल कराएंगे सम प्रोविजन वुड बी देयर सर
ओके
क्योंकि कभी कोई किसी का कोई काम किसी दिन किसी का कुछ है तो डेट्स आर बीन फिक्स्ड एंड 7 to 17 का पर्पस यही था कि एग्जाम से पहले बिकॉज़ देयर इज अ लीड पीरियड फॉर आईटीटी एडवांस आईटी इतना बैचेस का रश नहीं होता मेन पर्पस
ओके
Excuse me, ma'am. Can you tell me when probably the date may be for the southern region?
And I already tell that dates is yet to be finalized for the region wide, but the period is finalized 7 to 17.
Why? Because we have to reserve our tickets. Otherwise, we can't get the tickets online properly. Because it's a holiday season, a little difficult to reserve immediately. So if you can release the dates little, with few gap, so that it will be convenient for us to reserve the tickets.
Our office will do this logistic purpose. Actually, if there are any question related to the topic because the faculty is waiting. So that is the administrative issue. You can write it over the mail.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Any questions?
So when will you implement the course, ma'am? From when do we have to start this new course for the students?
1st July.
1st July?
Yes.
So if it is in June, we'll have to go for the old one only then?
All notification will come from the Board of Studies. Don't worry for that, madam.
Regarding the batches which will be launched now, I just want to know, ma'am.
You are once again requested to raise queries related to the topic. These all are the administrative query. You can write a mail to us.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Just you are online, so I just have to clarify because we have batches immediately after the exam.
New course will be applicable from 1st of July.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay, sorry. This is Atanu. Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So this today 4:30 to 5 p.m. is good. Okay, so you're doing the assessment. First of all, if there's any technical issue, then what will happen? Suppose whenever, yes, that's just an example. I want to submit the Google form and it's not getting submitted. So all these limitations, how will you encounter?
Sir, you are technical person item if ITT and advanced ITT faculty is not able to submit a Google form of say
Yeah.
5 minutes, then there will be no
No.
technical the board will take care of that, sir.
Yeah, actually, yesterday I was a bit disappointed in the way I sent 7 questions and from Kolkata. I am from Kolkata. I'm senior CA, and nothing was came to surface. Then I talked to somebody that it got jammed. I mean, a lot of questions you could not access. So I don't know whether it's true or false, whatever. So I am also maybe anticipating some technical hitches today, and it's an exam time, so that's becomes more sensitive. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yes. Sorry.
Sir, if there will be
Sorry.
if there will be
Hello.
any
Yeah. My name is. Sorry, I didn't. It's not clear. My name is Atanu Roy. ID atanuSingapore@gmail.com. Yes.
sir,
Hello.
you have to use your registered ID from which you have been registered as a faculty in a portal.
Yeah. I'm using that ID. I mean the mail ID, right? Yeah. Same ID.
Technical bit, we'll try to conduct your paper separately. Don't worry for that.
Oh, not
Yeah,
really.
madam. I have
Yeah.
one question. Can I ask?
Yeah.
Is it related
Hello.
to this? Sir,
Hello. Yes.
I'll take it after the session at 1:30. If anything related with the topic that has been covered so far by Anand sir, any queries from anybody related with the topic so that I can start the next session. And
No.
this
Okay.
take it after 1:30, after the session.
Sorry. One more question. When this evaluation result will come? Today's evaluation.
Immediately, as soon as you submit the form, the result will be displayed on the form itself.
Information. That's good. Thank you very much. That's all for me.
Ma'am, one thing, Sanjay Gupta here. I have a
Sir, is it related with the topic, sir?
class today from 2:30 to 8:30. No, this is regarding an important thing. I have a class today on forensic audit from 2:30 to 8:30. So from 4:30 to 5, you are keeping the assignment. So within the class, I have to do it on the mobile. Is it feasible?
Yes, sir, is it feasible? If your Google form is activated, your email ID which you have been registered as a faculty, that email ID should be registered on the mobile phone.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
Hello, madam. I'm Hemant Kajari. Can I ask a question? Hello.
Is it related with the topic, sir? Is it related
Yes,
with the topic?
yes, very much. Acha, madam, see myself programming side. So if there is any assessment of that also.
What? We are not able to
Hello.
understand the question.
If there is certain software which I'm not the part, am I supposed to give assessment on that also? I don't teach all of the subject. I teach only. I'm supposed to give assessment of the other subject. Hello. Hello. Am I audible?
You are not audible. Tell me.
Yeah, madam.
Hello.
If I
Hello.
hello, now am I audible?
You please
Hello.
write it on the chat.
Hello.
Network
Hello.
required. Please write it on the chat.
Hello, madam. I think he is writing saying that if a certain faculty not able to teach any topic, will the faculty is going to do the assignment of all topic or the certain topics?
All the topics is mandatory, sir. There are 6 topics that has been conducted. We have given the PPTs to you. That is why you have gone through it.
So
And
whether the faculty is will be teaching it or not, it is going to assignment of all topic.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Sorry,
Sir, it is
disturbance.
indicated
Madam, what was the answer?
that instruction already has been given by the chairman, sir, in a group.
Hello.
The faculty has to attend all the portions of all the topics.
Okay, thank you.
So I think there is no question pertaining to that. So Anand sir, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot for this. Thanks. I'll log out, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So we'll start the session in another 10 minutes, like the second faculty will join. Ma'am, can we start the session? Kavita ma'am. I'll welcome Kavita ma'am on the behalf of Board of Studies. She will be taking your next session. So shall we start, ma'am? Knime.
Yes, ma'am. If it is, if everyone is ready for continuing the session, I am ready to take the session right now.
Ma'am, you can start, please.
Okay, thank you.
Azad, make Kavita ma'am to co-host. Azad.
Good morning, everyone. I am Kavita V. Kurup. I am placed in Trivandrum. I am a practicing chartered accountant. My agenda for am I audible?
Yes,
Hello?
ma'am. We are audible. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. My agenda for today will be to introduce to Knime, how we can work with Knime and how we can create a workflow with Knime and a problem statement. That will be my agenda for today. Yesterday we had a good session on RPA and Python from Parth sir and our Ramjayam sir. Before starting the session, I just want to know how many of you feel very much comfortable with programming and coding?
Yes, I am.
Yes, sir. Yes, madam. We are. I am also very much comfortable.
Yes, ma'am. I am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So I believe everyone is very much very
Yes,
okay
very
with
much.
doing the programming. Okay. So Knime is for the people who are not comfortable with programming and coding. I am a person who can't do a programming at all. Because for me, programming is like a nightmare. For me, it's very difficult to do a small macros as well. For those people who doesn't want to do coding or programming, still want to do want to do data analytics in large data sets of big problem statement, Knime is for those people. Okay. And just everywhere, just when we are doing it, because I believe most of you will be practicing chartered accountant. So we will be doing the account statement analysis while doing bank audits and other thing, right? So when we are doing a bank audit, most of the times the bank statements will be receiving to us in a text format. So what we will be doing while doing an analysis of a account statement or of an individual or a CCOD accounts. First, we will be converting the data which is in the text format to Excel. After that, we will be doing some cleansing work. After that, we will do some transformation. If let us suppose the credit amount and the debit amount and the closing balance are stored in text format, we will be converting to number. To a number format. After that, we will do the analysis by using if function or pivot tables will be used, right? And after that, we will be coming up with some conclusions so that we can prepare our LFAR and other thing. If I have 5 bank statements also, I have to repeat the same steps. Okay, I will be doing from data importing to the publishing, just deriving results. I will be repeatedly doing the same steps from the initial to the end. If for 5 bank statement, it's okay for me. But we know how much limited time we will be getting for our bank audits and other thing. If I have 100 statement to analyze, I will be having to invest more time. It might take, a month, and I have to give one entire day for analyzing the entire thing also. Obviously, we can make use of macros and other thing, but I told you, for a person like me, macros and automating in Excel is a difficult thing. So what I will be using is, I will be making use of that. In Knime, I don't have to do any programming or any coding to do a data analysis. In Knime, the task will be done by, there are nodes in that, or there are pre-programmed blocks in that, which I have to find the which node I have to take for my process, and I just have to drag and drop to the Knime platform for my analysis. Here, the only thing I am concerned is I want to find which node I have to use. Okay, here I won't be doing any of the programming. I will be simply dragging the nodes from the which is already in the Knime platform, and I will be dropping to the canvas where I will be doing the data analysis. And the good thing with Knime is it can be integrated to any of the data sources. Let us suppose if my data is in some databases, there are connectors from which the data can be pulled and automatically taken for the analysis. Let us suppose some of my data is in Excel, or some data is in a comma separated file, and I have some images to analysis. All these analysis I can do in Knime. It can be, is the node in the node, backend is processing in Java. But still, we don't have to study. We don't have to understand anything or this. We just simply have to drag the node from the node depository and just put to the in the Knime analytic platform to do our analysis. So Knime is and the thing is that the output can also be integrated to external visualization tool like Power BI and Tableau for visualization purpose. We can export the data which have analyzed to the external tools also using connectors. Okay. So Knime is a tool for data manipulation, analysis, and reporting and visualization. Okay. So and the just a minute. And the good Knime is a open source software. We just have to download the Knime from the Knime website, and we can ready when using it. Here we will be downloading the Knime. The Knime website is knime.com, and we will be downloading the Knime from the website, and we can for downloading the Knime, we have to we can give our credentials, or we have the choice not to give our credentials also. And once we accept the terms and conditions, it will be downloaded to our desktop. Okay, and we have to make sure we are using the latest version of Knime for doing our data analysis. And the latest version now available is 5.2.3. We have to just when we are doing delivering the session to the students, we have to make them understand what will be the advantage of using Knime over the other softwares like Python or Excel. You know, Excel is having the limitations also. It is having only around 10 lakhs rows. After that, if there is an additional row also, we can't work with Excel. That limitations can be overcome in Knime. Yes, Knime is an ETL tool as well. In the Knime also, just I was telling, once we analyze the data and we come up with some insights, we can do the visualization in the external tools like Power BI and Tableau. In Knime also we can do the visualization. In the Knime also it is having notes for the visualization, but we can integrate to other external tools as well. And the one thing we have to ensure is we have to download the Knime, which is supporting our operating system. Here, the Knime platforms are available for Windows, Linux, and Mac. So the thing is that we have to download whichever. If I am operating, if my operating system is Linux, I have to download the analytics platform, which will be supporting the Linux only. Okay, and it is a self-executable file, and you just have to go on with the next button, and we can finish the installation in our system. Okay, so once the I'm sharing. Okay, once we installed Knime and once we open the Knime workbench will look like this. Okay, this is the Knime workbench where we will be creating the workflows and doing the data analytics platform. In the topmost, in the top menu, you can see there is a file folder, edit, view, and help. Below that, there will be a taskbar which will be having the shortcut keys for creating the new workflow, save, and once we create a workflow, there will be buttons for executing the file, and undoing, redoing, and every shortcut keys also will be provided. Okay, here and below that is the Knime Explorer. Knime Explorer is the space where the Knime, whatever workflows we will be creating, which will be lying. This is where we can see our workflows. Okay. And the good thing with and another good thing with the Knime is that we don't have to create the workflows from the very beginning. There will be already available workflows in the Knime community server. I mean, in the Knime community itself, which we have to search and customize according to our needs. If I have to do a bank reconciliation, there will be a readily available workflow there in the Knime, and we just have to find the workflow, and according to our needs, we have to customize the workflows. Okay. And this is the Knime Explorer, and after that, we can find a workflow coach. Workflow coach means, okay,
Kavita ma'am, screen is not visible. Kavita ma'am,
yes, I am sharing, sorry. Okay. I hope the screen is now visible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am, it is
yes.
visible.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
So what I was talking about, this is the Knime Explorer. This is the place where we can find the workflows which we have created. And below that, there will be a workflow coach. Can you see the workflow coach? This is the workflow coach where I have placed my mouse pointer.
Yes, yes.
And the workflow coach is okay. Just here I am creating a new workflow. Just I am trying to create a new workflow, and I am naming as Knime online FTP 0305 2024. Okay. Here is the this white space is the workflow editor where we will be creating the workflows for doing the data analytics. Okay, here is the workflow code. Here you can see against the Excel reader, there is a certain percentage is written. Is it visible?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Here you can see against Excel reader, certain percent, 41% is written, and against CSV reader, 25% is written. It means 41% of the users of the Knime community has used Excel as the first node. Excel, the Knime itself is recommending us which node to use first when we are starting with our workflow. Okay. Here, the 41% means 41% users of the Knime community has used Excel as the first node while creating their workflow. Okay. And I was okay. And here is the this is the node repository. Okay. This is the node repository in Knime. Where we can find the nodes with which we will be working while doing a Knime data analytics using Knime. Here we can see there are nodes for input output manipulation. Views are there, analytics database, other databases, and so and so. And there are tools for reporting as well. Okay. Here the nodes are arranged in the node repository according to the tasks which they are about to perform. Okay, here there is a read. Read nodes are always to read the data, or with using the read nodes only, we will be inputting the data to the Knime editor platform. Here, just I was telling about in Knime, we will be working with a drag and drop system. It means we just have to select the node from the repository and drop to the Knime canvas or the Knime platform for our performing the task. Here, this Excel reader is called the node, and each node is therefore performing a specific task only. The Excel reader can read only the Excel data. While using an Excel reader, we cannot read the comma separated file or or a PDF reader or a text format. We cannot read it. Excel reader can read only the Excel data. For if we are having a comma separated file, we have to use the CSV reader. For bringing the CSV reader to the Knime platform, I just have to select and drag and drop to the to my workspace. I hope this is clear, the drag and drop.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, so in
Yes.
in Knime, we won't be doing any just likewise I was telling in the beginning also, in the Knime, we won't be doing any coding or anything for reading the data or doing any analysis or anything. We will be simply dragging and dropping the nodes to our platform. Okay, and if you have to delete the node, we just have to click the delete button in our system. Okay, other way to bring the node to the system, to the platform, is to double clicking the node. But when we double click the node also, it will come to the analytics platform. Okay. Just I am taking, okay. Let us suppose we are not sure with which node we have to take. Because let us suppose we want to delete a column and we are not sure which node we have to take. We can search the node also. Okay, we can we only know we have to do some column function and we doesn't know which node to take. So the thing is, so what we can do is we can search here. giving the typing column. So it will then the node repository will shows us all the nodes which will be working with columns. So my target here was to delete a column. So I will be using the column filter node. I will be selecting the node and dropping it to the Knime platform. Okay. Here you can see. Okay. Here you can see there are two little triangles at the beginning and end of the node. Okay. The first triangle, small triangle, is the input port. Is called the input port, from where the data enters the node for processing. And this yellow is where the task will happen. And the triangle in the right hand side is the output port, from where the data goes out for further processing or for the next task. And we will be connecting the node by just dragging the and another thing is, for the input node, there will be only the output port. For the nodes which are using for input, there will be only output ports, and for the nodes which we are use for exporting the data, for example, for exporting we are it is coming as the writer, and for the exporting the node we can see only the input port. Other than input node and output node, there will be two ports, one for inputting the data and output, and the second port triangle for exporting the data, other exporting the process data to the next node. Okay, and we are connecting these particular nodes by dragging the output port of the first node to the input port of the second node. So two nodes are connected by dragging the output port of the first node to the input port of the second node. Okay, here just I am connecting the output port of the column filter node to the input port of the Excel writer node. Okay, this sequence of nodes is called the workflow. Okay, and nodes is nothing but the blocks for doing a particular task. I hope everyone just got an idea how to create a workflow.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Here we just the only thing we have to be aware is we should be very much aware of the nodes. It can be we can get used to the nodes only by doing more and more case studies and exercises. Then only we will get very much familiarized with the nodes. Only thing when we are doing something in Knime, we must understand is the which node to use. Okay, for that also there is another helpful feature in Knime. In the Knime itself, we can see there is a description. We can get the description of the nodes in the Knime itself. Okay. Here, I hope you can see the description, right? On the right hand side. When we select a node, the description will give tells us what are things a particular node can do. Okay, here I am selecting the Excel reader, and the description tells us this particular node can read Excel files, whether it is in XLX format, XLS M format, XLS B, or XLS format. Okay, and it also tells how to configure the node. Okay, and just when I select the column filter, it says what this particular node, what is the task, what are tasks this particular nodes can perform. When we read it is writing, then this node allow columns to be filtered from the input table, while only the remaining columns are to be passed to the output table. It means we can delete some of the columns while allowing the remaining columns to be there in our data. That is the that is for the column filter is used. And another thing here is have you seen the red light here at the below the node?
Yes, madam.
This red light tells us about the status of the node, whether the node has been whether the node has been executed, or whether it has been configured, or whether it has been successfully executed. So when we take a node to the analytics platform, the light will always be red unless and until it is configured. When a data is entered to the node, okay, just it turned, and if it is configured correctly, the light will turns
Screen is gone, ma'am.
it's just a minute, sir. Okay, here when a node is not configured, I hope you can see my screen. The light of the node will be red. When it is configured, the light of the node will turns to yellow. Once it is successfully executed, okay, we have input the data, there are no errors in what we have performed, then the light will turn to green. This is how we see a node, whether it has been executed correctly, or if there is any corrections or something is needed in the configuration. We can understand from by looking through the light of the node. Okay, and another thing in the workflow editor is the this is the console. Have you seen some logs are coming?
Please show how the
Yes,
console
ma'am.
came.
Okay, console gives us the when we are working with the when we are working with the analytics platform, console will gives us the error or warning signals when we are executing the log. We can come up with errors also, right? Console will say, okay, there is an error happened where no raw filter. When I was doing a raw filter,
Please
so
show
I
how the
have not
console
given
came.
the.
Ma'am, please once
Sir,
again
it
show
will
how the
automatically come. It will automatically come when we are doing the workflow.
Okay.
Okay, here just I have tried to read an Excel file. It was telling I read it was a warning thing that I have not specified the file. I tried to execute the node, but without any file. Okay, it gives us the warning signals or errors or warning signals we can understand from the console. Okay, and another thing with Knime is the outline. Okay, just the workflows we will be working won't be very small. Okay, when we are working with large workflows, this space won't be enough to see the workflow as a whole. Okay, I can take an example also. Okay, here there is a workflow which was readily available in the Knime. For me to see the entire thing, I just have to scroll down and there, right? So, but when we see the workflow, I can get the things, okay, where I want the things to be only, because it will give an outline of the thing. This is the use of outline. We can see the overview of the workflow at a glance using outline. I hope you understood the usage of outline. It is used when we are using with large workflows. Here it will be difficult to, when we are doing with large workflows, it will be difficult to see the workflows at a shot. I mean, then here if I want to see the, I mean, some portions of workflow or where I can use the, make use of the feature of outline. Okay. I hope you have understood how to I mean take a node, how to configure the node, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. From so the node for doing a workflow in Knime, we don't have to do anything. We just have to find which file we are working with. If it is an Excel file, we have to make sure we are using an Excel reader. And if it is a text file, you have to make sure you are using a file reader. But these things for which node to use, we can understand only by making our hands dirty. We have to do more and more exercises to get familiar with the nodes. And there is another thing in the workflow editor, which is the Knime Hub. Knime Hub is a community where we can interact with other we can interact with other users. Here we can see there is already 22,186 workflows. 186 workflows are already available. If I have to work with the workflow, I mean, just I was telling, I want to do a bank reconciliation. First, what I will be doing is I will be checking whether the workflows are, whether such a workflow is already available. I will be logging to the community and checking whether there is a workflow for bank reconciliation. If it is there, I'll be just dragging and dropping to my, I just can use a dragging and dropping feature here. Okay. I'll be just dragging and dropping the thing to my canvas. I hope you understood how we can work, how we can get a workflow without already creating the workflows. Here, what I have did is I went to the Knime community. I searched for the workflow which I want and just simply drag and drop the workflow to my workspace. Perhaps I have to do some customization and other. Perhaps my files may be in Excel form, not Excel format. It can be in a text format. Then I have to do maybe some additional pre-processing works. Some additional works I have to do, but still I am getting a workflow. I am getting a workflow instantly. I am getting a workflow. Here just I am not doing anything. I just went to the Knime community. I just search for the workflow which I want to use. I just simply dragged and drop to my Knime analytics platform. This is the usage of Knime hub. Here, if whenever we are doing a workflow, many times you will be stuck with the workflow also. We don't know how to proceed further. Then we can post a query in the Knime. We can post a query in the hub. There will be people who will be ready to help us with our workflow. I hope, friends, you have understood the concept of Knime hub.
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt in
Yes, ma'am.
how
Very
to
well.
use the
Thank
Knime
you.
hub?
Very well.
Any doubt how to
No,
use the Knime Hub? I hope.
no.
Ma'am, your explanation was too good and you made it very simple. I really appreciate.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, agreed, ma'am.
So,
Ma'am, I'm calling from Visakhapatnam. My name is Kishore, Chartered Accountant, madam.
yes, sir.
My only query is like if we are doing it for data analytics of client information. So what I understand from the presentation is we are doing it on Knime platform. So is it on our system or is it on the web, madam?
It is in our system, sir.
Okay, so the confidentiality is confidentiality is not at risk.
Yes, we are, because whenever we have posting a query also, we don't have to share the data. We can just sanitize some data and post it in the query. Okay, this is where we are stuck. We need help. Then
Okay,
also we
thank
don't
you.
have to share the data. You can post the query. Okay, this is what happened and this is where I need some more help and other thing. And if you want, you can share some sanitized data, not the exact data. That too also, not to the whole data. Just for understanding what is the scenario, you can just share a sample of data. That is to sanitize. Here we are not doing anything on the cloud. We are doing the Knime analytics in our desktop only.
Thank you, madam.
Okay, sir. Okay. Here now I have a problem statement with me. I am sharing my. Okay, now we can try how to do a real workflow, a data analytics workflow in Knime. Here I am having a problem statement. I am having the sales data of the products which has been shipped to some of the customers in United States for the quarter first. For the quarter one calendar year, January, February, March. I want to what my target here is to I want to know how much profit I have earned from each customer, and based on the profit earned from here, I just want to classify the customer as high value, and if the profit is between 100 and 500, I want to make them as loyal, and if the profit earned is less than 100, I want to classify them as regular customer, and the profit is below zero. If I am not earning any profit from that particular customer, if I am earning any loss, I want to classify them as a one-time customer. This is my problem statement. I want to do repeatedly these tasks for the remaining quarters for the year also. Okay, so the problem statement for me here is I have the sales data for the whole year of the products which has been sold to the customers in United States, and I want to classify the customers according to the profit they have earned from them, and want to classify them as high value, lower, regular, and one-time, and want to visualize the things in a bar diagram, and also want to get also want to know the sales which has happened in the city Alexandria, and I want that in an Excel format. And I want to do the similar exercise for the remaining quarters as well. This is my problem statement. So we can see how we can do this in Knime. I hope everyone understood the problem statement, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, before that, I will show you the data also. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, this is my data for the first quarter, January, February, March. Okay, here you can see, is the file visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
No, just a minute, sir. Okay. So this is the sales data for the month of January. Here I have the column headers: order, order date, ship mode, customer ID, customer name, segment, country, city, state, postal code, region, product, category, subcategory, product name, then the sales, how much quantity which is been sold, discount, and the profit earned. I have similarly, I have the same data for February and March. If we are doing in Excel, if we are doing the analysis, first what we will be doing, we will be combining the January, February, and March sales, right? After that only we will be doing the analysis. Here we don't have, here in Knime, we can combine all the data together by using notes. Here I was having 3 Excel files, right? For January, February, and March. So I am taking 3 Excel, dragging and drop 3 Excel notes to the analytics platform, right? Now I want to configure the data. For that, we have to right click, and we can see the thing. First thing is configure. Click on that. This is the configuration window. Okay, for configuring, I just right click, configure. And for configure here, for the input node, I have to tell them only where the file lies. Okay, I just have to give them its path. So my file lies in the desktop, sample data 2014 January. Okay. Here you can see Excel, Knime has given us a preview of the data also. Whether it is visible to everyone? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Here Knime has given a preview of the data.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Here here it is having a limited scan. I am just unchecking that. If it is not unchecked also, it will run. So here you can see earlier the node color was red, right? Now it has been turned to green.
Yellow.
Sorry, it is turned to yellow. It's my mistake. Yellow. Well, first the node was in red. Now it has, once I configured, it has been turned to yellow. And now I have to execute the file. For executing also, I am just right clicking the node and clicking the execute button, F7. Okay. Now the node, color of the node has turned from yellow to green. It means the node has been successfully executed. Okay, so at first the node color was red when it was not configured and anything. After configuring, the node becomes yellow, and after that the node becomes green when it is successfully executed. And we can see the output file also. This is the file we have inputted. And in Knime, all the files are stored in a table format. Okay, here we can see we have imported 74 rows. We can get the count of the rows as well and 20 columns. Okay, similarly, I am inputting the other Excel files as well. Desktop, sample data, Q1. Okay. Configure, file path, desktop, sample data, 2014, Q1, March. Okay.
You forget limit scan, I think.
Yeah, I have forgot the thing. Okay, and here now I am executing from clicking from the taskbar. I'm executing both the files. Now I have to join. I want to bring all these Excel sheet to a single sheet. For that, I will be using the node concatenate.
Madam, where you are getting the number of rows and data? Just tell again.
Okay, in the just right click the node once again, go to the file table. Above that, you can see there are 135 rows. We have inputted 135 rows and 20 columns.
No, it's not visible.
No, madam, you have to share the screen.
Not visible,
entire
just-
screen.
It's not visible.
Just a minute, sir.
Yes.
You have to
Just a
share the
minute, sir.
entire screen.
Yes.
rather than-
Is it now visible?
No. Yes, it's visible now.
Now it is
This
okay.
is
Thank
the
you.
Now,
okay.
on the
This is
top it
the
is
output
written
file.
rows 135 specs.
Okay.
This is the output file we get once we right click after executing the node. Once we right click, we can see the output file. In that, it will be written that we have inputted 135 rows and 20 columns.
Ma'am, this row ID is automatically created.
It is automatically created. And here the Knime also automatically detects the column headers as well.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Here, our next task is to bring all the Excel sheets to a single sheet. For that, I am using the concatenate node. Here, if you don't know, okay, what a concatenate node does, we can go to the description as well. It will give an explanation. What is functioning.
Please share the screen.
You share the entire screen so that if you go into different
Yeah, it's visible now.
Okay. So now my next task is to combine all these Excel sheet. For that, I am using a concatenate node. Here in the description, we can understand what there are, how to configure and what does the functions of a concatenate node. Here we can see we have to input three. We have three files, right? But there are only two output ports are there. Have you seen that? We have three files to merge, but there are only two input ports.
Input.
Yes.
So I think we need to change the
So
number.
we have to, okay. There is an option in the here itself. We can add input port.
Yes.
Okay. There is a three dots there. Click that. We can add an input port. Okay. After that, I am connecting the Excel reader to the node. Okay. Once the nodes are connected, the color has automatically turned to yellow. It means it has been configured. But we have to check whether it is the configuration we are seeking with also. Here we can combine only the intersection also. It means we need only the rows which is in common. So we can do the configuration as we want. So here I have to combine the column as the union of three Excel sheets. Okay, and I am executing.
Not there. Not there, screen, man.
Screen is gone.
So I'm just sharing my screen. Likewise, earlier we can see the output file file by clicking the concatenate table. Just I will share that. Just some. Okay. This is our resultant table, output table, which contains all the data of January, February, and March. This is how we join three Excel sheets. Now we have joined three Excel sheets.
Madam, where does this Excel comes?
Sorry?
From where this file comes?
So for that we have to right click the
Concatenate node.
After executing the concatenate node, we have to right click the node and just go below. There will be a concatenated table.
Okay.
It shows us the output. Shows us the output table.
Okay.
Okay. And I hope you will be I will try to share my entire screen.
Ma'am, can you share entire screen so that you don't have to switch again and again?
Ma'am, possible from the folder pick up your data?
Sorry, sir, your voice is not.
You can pick up from folder.
Folder?
Folder से pick up कर सकते हैं वही chart में data.
Okay, so our task is to have to calculate the total profit earned from each customer irrespective of region and ship mode. Okay, and we have to classify the profit.
Can the intersection be done on certain criteria, please? The intersection can be done on certain criteria. If we want to do intersection based on, suppose we want the region of West only, just to see the records.
Yeah, we can do that also.
Region. So
yeah, we can do that also, madam.
Okay, thank you. So just tell me when
madam, all these will be on the online FTP. We will be given the case studies to have a hands-on session on all these nodes.
Okay.
Now I am just trying to familiarize with the node and how we can do with the analytics platform.
Sure. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, I'm just continuing here.
Can you share this file with us, ma'am, so that we too can practice once?
Yes, it will be available with the Board of Studies, madam. It is shared. They will be sharing it to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have one more question from you, please. I was trying to extract data from image in Knime, and it's not able to extract that data. That there's a tabular image which I was trying to extract data from it, and it's not showing me that kind of option in Knime.
Okay, there are nodes available for the same. We have to check the what particular node with which the image can be read in the Knime
because I
analytics
believe you
platform,
have one of a specific node which is not available in my Knime. I download with you right now.
Okay, sir, there is another thing in Knime also. Yes, sir.
Yes,
there is another thing. Knime, there is a feature called Knime extension, which I forgot to talk about. While using the Knime extension, there will be many nodes which won't be available in the core analytic platform. For that, we have to install the extensions.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
we
you
can
very much.
install the extensions. And if you are not aware which particular node, okay, here this is how. Is it my screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Thank you.
Here there are a lot of extensions are available. If some
Okay.
particular node is not available, we can check with the Knime community and check which node they will be ready to help with to tell us which node is available, and we have to select install the extension. Then that particular node will be available in our Knime platform.
Oh, that's great, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Okay. So yes, sir.
Concatenation is using to collective data from 3 files.
Yeah, for joining 3 Excel sheets.
And it shows that means all the data from 3 files. It shows
Yes, sir.
one sheet.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, here I am using the column and filter node to remove the this is how we configure column and filter node. Here I just don't want the ship mode, how the products are shipped. So what I have done here is I just selected the ship mode and just click the left arrow. After that, I try removing the region also and just clicking the left arrow. This is how we use the
There is no multiple
filter
removal.
node.
There is no
filter
multiple
node.
removal.
Okay, we can do it multiply as well. Okay, just I'm
Please show the multiple.
okay. Ship. I just click the ship mode and just region. Sorry.
Disturbance, ma'am.
Satyaprakash
Disturbance
ji,
हो रहा है,
please
mute
can you
करिए.
mute yourself?
Okay. I just have to for doing the multiple. I just have to use the control key and select and just use the arrow, left arrow. It will be excluded from the sheet. Okay, and we just I am seeing in the filter table and I am executing the node. Okay, and in the filter table, okay, and I can see this is the filter table. I will this is my filtered table. Here you can see. Here the column ship mode and region is not there. Okay. And my next target is I want to know how much profit I have earned from each customer. So I will be using the node group by. I am grouping the customers together on the basis of okay. For I want to know the profit earned by each customer. For that, I am using the group my node and I am trying to configure that. Here, I want the profit as per the customer. So I am taking only customer name here for group and I am doing an manual aggression function. I want to know the total profit I earned from each customer. So I am taking profit and adding to do the aggression. So I am changing the aggression method to sum. Okay. You can see when I did the aggression, when I configured the thing, it has been changed to the node color has been changed to yellow. And then I am executing the node. I'm just seeing the group table. Here you can see the profit earned from each customer. From Aaron, I was getting a profit of 12.479 and for Alex it is 267.422. Okay, this is how we get the how we can get the the total profits and other thing from each customer. This we can do it for the region wise also and everything we can do the aggregate profit by using a group by node. Now I want to categorize the customers. That is, if the profit is more than 100, this is the same what we are using in a Excel. If the profit is more than 500, I want to classify the customer as I want to high value. For that, for the if functions, I will be using a rule engine. The node which is used for if function is rule engine. Okay. Here, Okay, for doing an if function, I will be using the node rule engine. Here I will be configure the thing. So my thing is, if the profit is greater than or equal to 500, I want to classify the customer as high value. So just what I will be doing here, I have to give the commands in a statement format. Here the sum profit. I hope it is visible to everyone, right?
Yes.
Show the rule engine once again, how it came out.
Okay. It is rule engine is similarly what we are doing in the if function is Excel. Here my thing is that I want to classify the customer according to the profit
I said,
earned
how
from
did
them.
it come? From where did it
Okay,
pop up? Please show. How did it generate this dialog box? From where did it come?
He's asking for that option.
It
What
is
just
from
double
repository.
clicking, it will be opened. On double clicking the node, this configuration window will be opened. So the thing is that just my thing is that if the sum profit is greater than 500, I want to classify. So just I am selecting the column from here. On the left hand side, the column is listed. From there, I am just selected the column by double clicking sum profit. And if it is greater than or equal to, for that, here you can see function keys are here. I just double click the thing greater than or equal to 500. I am just typing 500. Then this is the syntax we use here. Here itself we can see how to do the how to write the syntax. It is already given us examples here as high value. Okay. This is my first command here. If the profit is greater than or equal to 500, the customers should be classified as high value. And next thing is, if the profit is less than 500, and second thing is, if the sum profit is greater than, and next category I am just making it with 100 to, if the profit is between 100 to 500 and greater than equal to 100, then it should be loyal. Just I am categorizing the customers as loyal. Okay. And next thing is, if the profit is between 100 to 0, they are regular customers. So I am similarly telling sum profit. If the profit is less than 100, and I am using, and here itself we can see what each functions, what is the description of each functions here itself. And sum profit is less than or is greater than or greater than
equal to 0.
0, then it will be regular. And if the sum profit is less than or equal to 0, then it should be one time. And I can either I can replace the column. I have the option to replace the column, and I can give it as a next column. Just I can give it as a separate column at the end. So I am appending the column. Appending is a new column, naming rank. Okay. And I am executing the node. Okay, I'm stop share. So here we can see, just I got the resultant thing. Okay, so when the profit is 12.479, what I have decided, if the profit is between 0 and 100, there will be regular customers, and if the profit is above 100 up to 500, they are loyal. So by using Knime, I have classified the customers according to the profit earned by them and given a rank to them. Now, just I will try to give it as in a visual format by using a bar diagram. Okay. I hope you have got a little idea on the rule engine.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Just I will share the
Very
file with the BOS and the Excel sheets. You can have by experiencing only we can have a good familiarize with the notes and other thing. There will be errors when we do it in the first time. That's okay. The thing is that we have to do it more and more.
Yeah, it's required practice. I think it's fairly easy, but requires practice of that software.
Yes. Here the thing is that we are not doing any coding or anything. We are just simply giving the statements only, maybe in a statement format only without any, but still it requires some practice.
Yes, obviously.
Okay. Now I want to just try to visualize the thing in a bar diagram. So for that, because I don't know, here I am searching because I don't know from where the bar diagram lies. So I am just typing the word bar, then the bar chart comes. So if we have selected the previous node, here you can see I have selected the rule engine. If you have selected the rule engine and have a double click on the bar chart, it will automatically get connected. Okay, and I am configuring the thing. Okay, here just I want in the bar chart, axis chart, I want to make it as customer. And in the frequency table, I want to make it as profit. Okay. And I am executing and opening the bar chart. Okay, stop share. When I executed the bar chart, I go this visualization. From here, if I just point my mouth cursor, the thing I can know from which customer gave me the most profit. I just pointed my cursor here. It was telling Maria Itisadi gave me a profit of 143.48.4814 and from some
Progress.
and next thing I just want and then my next
If you save image, how can we show that which customer has the highest and which has the lowest profit?
we can okay, we can make that things in the node. It's in the configuration itself. We want to get those things also, sir. For further thing, we will be given the hands-on and other things in the FTP class itself.
Okay.
Jyoti madam, how much time more I have?
Ma'am, you can take query sessions now.
Ma'am, 2 more minutes. I just want to end up with one more thing.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Now I just want to know the sales or total sales which happened in Alexandria for a city in named Alexandria. For that, I want to will be using a row filter. I will be using a row filter and connecting from here. Here I want to know only the sales which happened in Alexandria. Configure. So Alexandria lies in the column city. So just I want to include the rows which contains the word Alexandria. For that I am just telling them Alexandria. Okay. And I am executing the thing. Some error happened.
Then select data only. Drop down.
Just a minute.
Then select data in drop down list. Not type here.
Okay. Here, share. Okay. Here I'm just configuring. I have used wildcard here. Okay. And I executed the file. Okay. And I'm just showing the resultant file also. Okay, here you can see this resultant file contains only the sales which is given, which is to the customers who are based in Alexandria. Okay, here I was using the row filter and I have used wildcards. I have included the rows by attribute value Alexandria and I was using the wildcards. Okay, and then my next thing is to, I want to export this workflow to a Excel. So I am just dragging and dropping an Excel writer for outputting the file. I am right clicking here.
You can't see the whole screen.
Okay, I have I want to export the sales of Alexandria to an Excel file. For that, I have dragged and dropped my Excel writer and I just am configuring the thing. I am just telling them where to save my file. So I am browsing here. I want to save it into my desktop. Quarter 1. Open and I am telling I am saving Alexandria Quarter 1 sales. Save. Okay. And I am executing the file by right clicking. Now we can see whether the file has been created or not. I am just sharing my screen. Here you can see a new file has been created, Alexandria Quarter 1. This is how we do a data analysis using Knime or create a workflow in Knime. And if we want to, let us suppose if we want to do the similar exercise for Quarter 2, then we don't have to do it from the beginning. We just have to, this we have done for Quarter 1. If we want to do the similar exercise for Quarter 2, we just have to change the path of the file, input file. I am just, instead of Quarter 1, I am going to Quarter 2, April. Okay. Similarly, I am configuring May. Okay. June. Okay. Okay, now you can see all the nodes has been turned to yellow. I am just giving the execute all button. Here you can see some error happened. This has happened because we have not told the destination folder. In the destination or folder which is already been given, that we have not configured the thing. We have been configured as fade. If we have to do it in the same destination folder, either we have to append into the give the configuration as append, or we have to rewrite the existing thing. Here I am changing the destination folder to quarter 2 and as well as changing the name to quarter 2 sales. Save, and I am executing the last node alone. Okay, and we can see whether the data has been created, the resultant file has been created in the destination where we have given. Sure. Here we can see quarter 2, the sales of Alexandria in the quarter 2 has been created created using the Knime here. Here the thing is that we have done the workflow only once. After that, we are just importing the we are just changing the file path of the importing file as well as changing the path of the destination file. This is the more further advantage of using the Knime. Here we have to create the workflow only once. Okay. I will share this exercise to everyone to the BOS so as to share to everyone. My request for you everyone is, before coming to the online physical, you are in your hand also and practice it. This is how I just here my objective was to give just a glimpse of time how we have to tell the students or how we have to work with the Knime. There will be many places where we will also get stuck. I also get stuck many places when I am doing the Knime exercises or Knime doing my analytics in my thing. But the thing is that unless and until we practice, we cannot come out of it. The thing is that we have to dirty our hand a lot in using the Knime, though we say it is a no coding or we don't have to do the programming or anything. But the thing is that we should have the knowledge or we should have the thing to know which node to do with the exercise. Perhaps it is also not have a hardened rule also. Perhaps there will be more nodes which will be making the work much more easy. Because it is not sure, okay, I have used the concatenate node. You can use some other nodes also for doing the same function. I told you, there are more than 2000 nodes available. I hope if you have any questions, I am ready to take. This is my thing, and we can have we can do more exercises and case studies while doing the online FTP. I mean, physical FTP, sorry.
Madam, I think it's all about to find the correct and particular node of any scenario of the scenario given.
Sir, just I will. Okay.
It's all
about. Sir, just I can. Sir, we can know many nodes only by using it. Only when we use it is we use it. Only then we know, okay, that particular node is for that particular task. The thing I will do, there are lots of study materials and other thing available in the Knime websites itself, and there are Google tutorials and other thing which will make us familiarize with the nodes. The thing is that you have to make use of the node. You have to try to work with the nodes to understand which node is for particular thing. I can share you some basic study materials with the BOS about the Knime so that you will get familiar with some of the commonly using nodes.
Okay, the more we practice, the more we understand it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It converts the entire workflow into some specific code or some any language.
Sorry?
When we do all these exercises, is it converted to any other programming language or something like that at the end of the day?
There is converters available, sir. There is converters available to connect it to R and Python. That's the programming languages. Sir, we
Okay,
can,
we can convert
for
to VB or
share.
any. Sorry, madam.
Sorry.
Which databases support this KNIMS?
It supports almost every database, sir.
Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server,
Yes, sir.
and all these.
Yes. There are
Okay,
connectors available. So here we can
Okay.
export the data workflow also. Here when you go to
And show the data as per our condition.
in Knime.
Oh.
So
No,
here
madam, my
the
question
thing is
was
that
a bit different.
so just a minute. Here we can export the workflow also, so that we can share it with our other colleagues and team members. Here what we have to do is we have to go to file, export Knime workflow. It will be saved at .knwf. Just I am changing the folder, changing the destination. Here just I am changing the thing to quarter 2. File name, workflow quarter 2, save, save. Okay, if it comes to the folder, okay, here you can see there is a workflow. What we can do is we can share the workflow maybe over the drive or something, or if we can mail to our colleagues also, or to some other party. They just have to import the workflow in their system and work with.
Kavita madam,
one small question. Can we customize the node name according to our convenience, or it is a fixed name?
We can change the name of the node also. So when we are in the analytics platform, when we drag and drop the drop the node to the platform, we can change. Okay, here it is written node 1, node 2, node 3, etc. We can change the name as okay. If the data is of January 6, we can make it as January, February, March.
Yeah, madam. Actually, my question was like, suppose after this, I want to convert this to a VBA code. Is it possible?
Ma'am, Knime is licensed or free?
It is a free thing, sir. For your question, I will get back to you, sir, whether it can be converted to VBA code for R and Python. I'm very sure it can be converted.
You know that we can do.
Cost on the email IDs.
Let me finish my question. Who is that? Hello. Madam, my question is, suppose you can do programming in Google Sheet also, you can do programming in Excel also. There are various languages in which I can do a programming. My question is that is there, if you have a bit idea about it, then you tell me, is there any way in which at the end of it we get the code generated? Is it possible or how is it?
No, sir.
In Knime, it's not possible to get the code, sir. It is a node code system.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can we convert the workflow which was exported in K9 extension in PDF or Excel?
The result can be exported.
The result and results can be exported to Excel, sir.
Okay.
Ma'am, whether they have any maximum limitations of the nodes in one workflow?
No, sir. No, madam.
Any number of nodes can be created?
Any number of nodes can be done.
Okay, thank you.
Now we have Ratnagiri sir with us. He will take our first session for the day. Thank you, Kavita, for taking a wonderful
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks, madam. Thank you so much.
Very Now we have Ratnagiri sir.
Nice session, and thank you.
So sorry, Ratnagiri sir, I had took some of your time. Sorry for that.
No problem, ma'am. Thank you. Take your own time.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Ratnagiri sir, over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Welcome. Hope I am audible, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
You are very
so,
much audible.
okay. Thank you. Thank you, friends. So, first of all, good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy and proud to be here for this wonderful program. So I am given the task of introducing Power BI, which is, I think, very easy for me since already Kavita ma'am already covered the concept of data analytics and all. So I want to start with
Just
very
one thing. Announcement from the Board of Studies. We are posting the examination, that assessment test, from 4:30 to 5 p.m. That will be enabled on the ICI online registration.org, the portal that is used for your faculty registration. In your faculty dashboard only, this form will be activated. We'll not send a separate mail for that. Again, I repeated that assessment form will be available on every faculty's dashboard from 4:30 to 5 p.m. only. Thank you so much.
So I'm sharing my screen, friends. Hope you are seeing my screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So friends, if I want to teach entire Power BI, it will take some 2 or 3 days. Okay? So that's why they are giving some 3 days program for our Power BI to teach him. So here I want to give it within 1 hour. I'm just giving an introduction. Okay? So introduction to Power BI. It's our module number 2, unit number 1. And let me quickly go through. So why we can't use Excel? So many people are asking, why don't we use Excel? Because Excel is extensively used by us. So Excel is having some limitations like 10,48,576 rows. And enterprise data, if you are using, multiple users are actually contributing towards the reports and all. So Excel is wonderful for doing any analysis by one person. But suppose think about an enterprise where many people are actually contributing towards the report, contribute towards the data-driven decision making. So think about various layers of management, okay? Operational level, tactical level, and strategic level. As a strategic level person, how I will see the report? As a tactical person, how will I see the report? So think about an organization having thousands of workers, thousands of people, okay, working. So how they will contribute to the organization? So simple ERP or maybe an ERP implementation may not give the entire solution, because every time when I'm taking some decision, I'm not even depending only on internal data. I may be requiring external data. I may be requiring quantitative data, qualitative data. So many kinds of inputs are required for me to take the decision. So for that, Excel is very much useful, but not for an enterprise-wide. So for an enterprise-wide, an automated report, if I want to do, there needs some kind of solution. That is where Knime is coming. That is where Tableau is coming. That's where Google Data Studio is coming. That's where Power BI is also coming. So Power BI is actually Microsoft product, and Power BI desktop is free for us. The desktop version is only for development purpose. I want to make an enterprise-wide reporting system, automated reporting system, in such a way that it may handle internal data, external data, any kind of quantity, and also all the reports are in transaction processing. But what is OLAP? Online analytical processing. So when we are changing from OLTP to OLAP, friends, you are in the year 2013. OLAP has been introduced in the year 2013. Everybody was talking about it. The data analytics itself is geared up from 2013. So since 2013, 2016, 2019, we are having Power Query, Power Pivot, everything. But there was some missing dots. All of them are actually connected by Microsoft and made into one product called Microsoft Fabric today. So we are using Fabric, but we are learning Power BI, very much part of that particular Fabric. So now I want to tell about the need for a tool like Power BI. So for data-driven decision making, I need intelligent, integrated, automated, online, accurate, data-driven decision making. I need. Okay. So integrated decision should be taken. Automated also. Every week on week, I am preparing this workflow statement. Or week on week, I am preparing payroll. Something like that. If you go to any corporate world, friends, the entire office will be working for preparing weekly report for the CEO. So they will give the report to CEO. That's all. That is their job. But weekly, they will be printing report. Why can't it be automated? So that is why we need a tool like a Power BI. Okay. So for handling big data, possibility of data-driven decision making, continuous monitoring. Okay, so I want to monitor current ratio, I want to monitor aging analysis, I want to monitor region-wise aging analysis. Okay, so any kind of analysis I want to make. Now I want to talk about before elements of Power BI. Let us talk about the basics. Okay, so I cannot teach the entire Power BI as I told you, but at least the conceptual understanding we have to understand. We have to know about it. Okay. So when we are talking about Power BI, we are talking about OLAP, online analytical processing. If I want to talk about online analytical processing, we need 4 areas: fact, dimension, hierarchy, measures. See, if it is a very big sheet, I cannot see it. But if I fold it and made it as a small cube, then we can easily rotate it, right? So like a data cube. So the concept of data cube is OLAP. So let me quickly go through this. Okay. So we are trying to convert the data into a cube format. When I'm making a cube format, we can do 5 more operations: pivoting, dicing, slicing, drilling down, rolling up. All of these things can be done using Power BI very, very easily. Okay. So let me talk about the concept. What is a fact? We are collecting the facts or data. So what is a dimension? Dimension is like, for example, I am having a small AirPod cube here. So the dimension is actually 3 dimensions. Can you see that there are 3 dimensions: length, width, and height. So likewise, in our organization, there are 5 dimensions, minimum 5 dimensions. There are multiple dimensions, but OLAP stands for multi-dimensional data analysis. So what is multiple dimension? Friends, fact is meaningless. Sales of 5,000 rupees, there is no meaning. Sales of 5,000 rupees, there is no meaning. But suppose which company, which employee sold it, which product is being sold, which particular client has purchased it, and which particular place it was being sold, which time it was sold. So all these are dimensions: product, customer, and then place, time is a dimension, and maybe employee is a dimension. Minimum 5 dimensions we can see. And furthermore, dimensions can be like I can say a vehicle, a machine, from which machine it has been produced, something like that. So the fact, we can measure it by multiple dimensions. That is the concept of this fact, dimension, hierarchy, measures. So what is a hierarchy? Hierarchy is nothing but different levels of dimensions. For example, if you are taking place as a dimension, then country is a hierarchy. Country, region, state, district. All these are hierarchy, friends. If I am saying length as the measure, length as a dimension, then we can say meter, centimeter, millimeter. All these are hierarchies. You try to identify what are the facts in your organization, what are the dimensions, what are the hierarchies, what are the measures. Now, you may be knowing about the ER diagram, entity relationship diagram, where entities are centered and attributes are surrounding. But in Power BI, in OLAP, fact is centered, dimensions are surrounding. So that is the conceptual difference. We have to make it. So there we are calling it a star schema, snowflake schema. I have recorded a video for you, friends. You please go through that video. I hope the video has been already shared with you. So please go through that video. So since we don't have time, I'm already in the, we are now in the only the first slide. We are having some 5 chapters. So let me quickly go through. These are the conceptual understanding you must know. So online analytical processing. So fact, dimension, hierarchy, measures, you should be knowing. And what is the concept of data modeling? That I will be showing you using Power BI. And in Power BI, we are having 2 important areas. One is Power Query, ETL. I hope you may be knowing about the ETL concept in the previous class also, Knime, where extracting the data, transforming the data, loading the data to the model. So the same thing we are doing it in Python also. Extracting, transforming, loading. So if you understand the ecosystem, whether you are using Python, whether you are using Power BI, whether you are using maybe Knime, we are properly utilizing, extracting the data from different sources, transforming the data for our own purpose, and then loading the data to a model. What kind of model? Star schema, snowflake schema, fact in the center, dimension in the surrounding. And visualization, we are using another concept called DAX. Okay. In the case of Power Query, we are using a language called M language. You may be asking, sir, how many language I should learn? See my hair, friends. You can see that how many language should we learn? Okay, we are saying that Python, you are saying R language, you are now saying M language, you are now saying DAX. So many languages should I learn? Today, friends, I am going to tell you very simply, no coding, low coding. Today the theme is no coding, low coding. I don't want to code anything. Already so many languages are there. Okay? So even though it is based on M language, we need not learn M language. So that is the concept. Okay? We don't have any coding in Power BI. And in the case of DAX, it's called Data Analysis Expression Language. Now that language also, which is similar to Excel functions. So equal to sum, so equal to average. So it's very simple to learn also. That's why it's very easy. And it is interactive visuals. So Power BI is interactive. Let me show you a dashboard, then you will understand. Okay. So let me quickly go through our slide. So columnar database is the new concept, not from the row-based database. Why we need a columnar database? That itself is it will take some half an hour. When you come to faculty development program, let us try to talk about it with some simple samples. Okay. So all these are related concepts you must understand before even entering into Power BI. Okay. So now let me enter into Power BI reporting. So this is the entire workflow. From the data sets, we want to extract the data, we want to transform the data, we want to load the data, and then load the data to where build in a model, then build a report, and then various visuals I can put it in a dashboard, then share the link to the users in such a way that they can see only their own data, and then report can be consumed by everyone. So this is the entire Power BI reporting workflow. So let me now close this slide. Let us go to the second slide. Okay. So now how to connect to the data sources, how to make the ETL process. So in our entire book, if you are considering our entire book, 80% it is talking about ETL only. Balance 20% is reporting. Why, you may be asking, sir, whether ETL is the main concept. ETL is a very important one, but balance 20% is creative. Okay, you have to apply your mind. So once you understand the concept, you apply your mind. That's why our institute has given 20% only for that particular area. Don't underestimate. Okay. So after making the ETL only, the real job is started. But that job requires creativity, experience, application of mind, financial knowledge. That is why a chartered accountant must learn Power BI. Every chartered accountant, if you're asking me, in my opinion, whatever they have covered in the advanced ITT, every chartered accountant must be knowing. That's why yesterday also I welcomed our institute to make such a kind of a wonderful decision. Okay. So now connecting to the data sources. So we can connect to the data source by first download the Power BI desktop, which is free. Power BI desktop is free. Have you ever heard that Microsoft giving something for free? Yes. Visual Studio, something is for free. All these are for community purpose. So Power BI desktop is free. And once you have developed that Power BI, if you publish to a web service, that web service may be costly. So even for one person, that web service is free. If you want to make an enterprise-wide reporting, then you have to pay for it. As a chartered accountant, if I am an individual practitioner, I can very well use this Power BI desktop. I have not paid as a chartered accountant in practice. I have not paid, but my clients are paying for it. Okay? Yes. So for my analytical purpose, I have never paid, friends. For the past 4 years, I am using Power BI. So we can download the Power BI using downloads. So launch the Power BI desktop, and there are 3 views. Let me open the Power BI. So this is the one Power BI. Let me try to open it again. So this one I'll open. So there are 3 major views. Okay. So hope you can see my screen, friends. I have zoomed my screen. So this is report view, yes, and then table view and model view. Any doubt, friends? Any problem? Am I going fast? Is it okay?
No, sir.
No, sir. Very clear. Very clear.
Very clear.
No, it's okay.
Perfectly fine.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you, sir.
Perfect, sir. Perfect.
Sir, is it a free software or paid software?
Free software, ma'am. Free software. Entirely free. You can download. Okay.
Okay.
You can download. You can start working. I've given the download link also in the PowerPoint slide. Okay, you can use it. So once you download, you install it, then it will be, you'll be getting like this. So this is not the screen you will get. If I go to file new, that's what you will get. If I go to file new, so this is the Power BI is resource crunchy. So if you can see that it will take some time. And here we have a report view, table view, model view. There are three views. Okay, report view is the default view. So as I have told you, never forget about the concept. Okay? So conceptual understanding, fact, dimension, measure. So when you go to insert, I can see if I go to home, if I go to data, I can see something called measures only. So if you don't understand what is a measure, how can you create a measure? So that is why try to understand the concept of fact, dimension, hierarchy, measure. So now the report, how we are preparing. So this is the report view. And let me go to the report view, data view, model view. So this is nothing but the report view. If you click this report view, data view, model view. But before going to that, we will be using another product called Power Query when we are connecting the data to any particular data connector. So previously, Kavita ma'am was telling about the database connectors. Likewise, here also we are having connectors. Okay. So if I go to the interface, so let us go through the interface. I need not tell about it. What is a ribbon? What is a layout? What is a page and all? But try to understand about this layout. So the layout can be mobile layout or desktop layout. So in a desktop, how do you want to show? In a mobile, how do I want to show? So in a tablet, how do I want to show? Anything we can do, friends. Okay. In a mobile, some CEO can see the report. So that is why any kind of layout we can make. Okay. So really amazing product. So once you have done it, it is like very much it will be attracting you. Okay. So now if I go through the workflow, I have already told you from the data source, ETL, data modeling, I'm not going through again. So data preparation and process is done by ETL. So what is the need for ETL? For example, if you take a CS Office, any typical CS Office, friends, we are getting text file, we are getting CSV, XML, JSON, PDF, any kind of, so many kinds of sources are available. So you name it, you have it. If you have any digital form, if the data is in digital form, that's all. Okay, we can import that. So that is the power of today concept. Okay, so I can get the data from big data, I can get the data from Dataverse, cloud, web, ODBC, you name it, you have it. So clean and standardize the data. When I'm getting the data may be, as somebody was saying, garbage in is garbage out. So I want to clean the data, transform the data, standardize the data, and then transpose the data, summarize the data, group the data, split the data, parse the data, extract the data. Oh my God, so many things we have to do before doing the reporting. So all these things are possible without coding. That is the purpose of even Knime. That's the purpose of Power BI. With simple coding, Python. So what is ETL? ETL stands for extracting, transforming, and loading. Data is extracted, it is transformed, and then loaded. So loaded to a data model. After the data model loading, what is happening? You have to actually make an assurance of data quality, clean the data. Any null values, anything empty values, you have to replace and all. And then we have to use the metadata management in such a way that next month onwards, what will happen? Okay. So next month onwards, this entire folder will be replaced, entire data may be replaced. So I need the structure. That structure is stored in a metadata management. Then security. So that is also very important, right? So as I have told you, only the right person should see the right person at the right time. So that is required. Now let us go to ETL in Power BI, how it is working. So there is one editor called Power Query Editor. It is a process flow modeling software. It is an engine that you are designing an engine. Try to think about an engine where if you give an input, an output will come. But you are creating an engine now. That engine is actually created by using a new language called M language. Why it is given the name as M language? It is data mashup language, but entirely GUI based, graphical user interface based, no coding is necessary. Output of step 1 becomes the input of step 2. It is like recording a macro in Excel, but in recording a macro in Excel, you should be very careful. You cannot make the session to 1 day, 2 days. But here in the case of Power Power Query. You can stop the steps. We can do it later also, not a problem. So we can mix and match any macro. We can call a macro like that. Okay. So like recording a macro in Excel, but step by step you are recording. Okay. It automates the ATL process by designing one time and using many times. So 1 week we are designing and next week onwards it will do. So that is the purpose of RPA. That's the purpose of Power BI, Power Automate. How we are making the ETL as automated. Okay. So example, I can say reconcile the GSTR and that is one case that we are making. Reconcile the GSTR to purchase journal month on month. See, I am doing for my clients, some 5 or 6 clients, automatically it will be done. 10,000 records, 5,000 records, just like that. Okay. Really amazing. So that is why as a chartered accountant, we must be learning this Power BI. Okay. So when we are extracting the data, as you can see, go to home, get data. You are having so many connectors. So let me show it by using my own connector. If I go to home and if I go to get data, we are getting so many connectors. If I click more, then we can connect from anywhere. Please see that. So many connections. Okay. Even MariaDB, MySQL. If I type MariaDB, I'll be getting MariaDB. Okay. So if I am typing SQL Server, I'll be getting SQL Server. If I type SAP, see the beauty. Okay. I can directly connect to SAP HANA. Okay. So suppose I am typing ODBC. So any Tally ODBC, any ODBC can be connected. Suppose I am saying Python script. From Python, I want to connect. See the beauty of it. Okay. Python, R. So R script also we can try. So any kind of data source we can connect. Even the XML, text, JSON, folder, PDF. Okay. So folder, let me talk about later. So we can connect to any particular platform, any cloud platform, any server platform. So if I am using Azure, what you have to do? If I am using SQL Server, we need a gateway. So why we need a gateway? Because SQL Server is a closed environment. From that environment, if I need to connect to cloud Power BI web service, we need a gateway. Okay. So for SQL Server, we need gateway, but for Azure Server, since it is Microsoft-based server, we don't require that. Okay. Anyway, so I don't want to go to in particular in detail, but understand the concept. Okay. So get data from different sources, that is extract part. So once you have extracted, you can go to Power Query Editor. So that can be done by go to home, transform data and transform data, or we can immediately go to Power Query Editor also. When you are connecting itself, it will ask you. Let me try to show you. For example, I want to get a data from Excel workbook. So the Excel workbook is available in our sample superstore data. So if I am opening that, system is asking from this workbook we are importing the data, whether you want to transform the data or you want to load the data. If the data is already clean, I can easily load the data. So that means it will be automatically loading the data to the table. So if I load, can you see that orders table is now loaded and creating a connection to a model. Now 9,994 rows are loaded. If I go to the table view, I can see the table. So can you see that it is like a table view only. Now, this is the concept of loading the data, but when you want to transform the data, I want to transform the data by using Power Query Editor. If I click this transform data, then I am going to a new world called Power Query Editor, a new window. So this window is used for ETL process. So here, there are 3 areas. Okay? So query area, preview area, applied steps. As I told you, step by step, it will be moving. So what are the query areas? I can add any query, right click, new query. I can add Excel workbook here itself. Multiple sources can be connected. So every query is nothing but a table. If you are already knowing about query, then you are knowing Power Query. I jovially say like this, Microsoft has copied the concept of Power BI from cars. Previously, we had steering. Now we are having power steering. Previously, we had windows. Now we are having power windows. Likewise, previously we had queries. Now we are having power queries. Now, if you don't know car driving, whether it is steering or power steering, not a problem. If you know the query, then we can understand Power Query. So that's why I hope every one of our faculties may be knowing about MS Access, RDBMS, and the concept of querying. A query will always return a table. So what is select query? What is create query? All these things I think you might be knowing already. So, but the concept here is without even coding, I'm getting that query. So previously drivers were driving the cars, but today owners are driving the cars. Previously developers were developing SQL queries. Now users ourselves, we are creating this query. That's why it is user friendly. Okay, that is the concept of Power Query. Without even using any particular manual intervention, I am using Power Query. Okay, so this is nothing but extracting, transforming. How will you transform? So this particular three views are there inside the Power Query. Also, we are having three views: home area, transform area, add a column. Home area is for entire query if you want to do anything. Transform is for selected column or columns. If you want to transform this column, for example, this date, I don't want the date. I want only the year. So I don't want to add a column. I want to modify here itself. Okay? I don't require the order date. I want only order year. Then I can transform this data into what? So let us go to transform, and I want to transform this date. I want to get only the year. I want to get only the month, quarter of the month, week of the month, okay, day of the month, whether you want the name of the day. So you see how many options you are having. All of them are graphical user interface. If you want to learn all these buttons, it will take at least 2 months, friends. But worth it, really worth it. Okay, so any kind of transformation you can do. Okay? Amazing. So if I go to year, if I click only year, you can see that the date is now converted to year, extracted the year. This is the formula M language. You need not learn about the M language if you know all the graphical user interface. Okay, so if I don't want this step, I can remove this step. So now again it has converted to order date. So this is the concept of home area, transform area, add a column. If you go to transform, it is for the selected columns. If you want to add a column, from this column, I want to add a column. I can add a conditional column. I can add a flash fill column from example. There are so many ways. For example, if I want to add a column from example, from this example, I want to select a column. Now the system is giving me these many suggestions, whether you want a day, whether you want month, whether you want name of the day, whether you want the year. So whether you want the end of the month, whether you want the end of the quarter. Oh my God, amazing, right? Without writing anything, we can get a transformation. Okay, that's really very nice, friends. So now let me quickly go through. We can clean the data. We can remove the unwanted row. We can remove replace the values, transform the data, pivot, unpivot. Think about unpivoting. Okay? So in Python, pandas, we are having melting. So melt. Likewise, here we are having unpivot. So what is unpivoting? Let me show you. So merge and append multiple queries possible. So yes. Let me quickly go through. Okay. So that's all. Our second chapter is over, friends. Once you get the data, now let us go to clean the data. Okay. Transform the data. So if I go to transform the data, querying and shaping the data. Once you have connected the data using multiple servers, we can get the data from text file, CSV file, XLS file. We have already seen that. So let us quickly go through parameter queries. Okay. So get data from RDBMS. So that is also a very important area. SQL server, SQL server. If I want to import, what to do? So we can run any query, friends, like this. Okay. So for example, select query can be run. If you are given the access from your IT department, we can run a query, any query from RDBMS. Okay. Using ODBC, you can connect to Tally also. So dynamic reports with parameters. Suppose I want to create a parameter. See, what is meant by parameter query? So a query, here you can see, I hope we can zoom it. So here the salesman's code is here 279 given. Instead of that, I can give a small parameter like salesperson and give 279 as the thing. Next time I can modify to 280. Next time I can modify to 290. So it becomes very simple to create a dynamic report using parameters. If I go to parameter, I can convert, I can manage the parameter. Go to home, we can manage a parameter, we can add a new parameter. So for a query, I can give a name, I can give a current value. So it is possible. So we have to play around with it, friends. Okay? We have to play around with it. So let me go to our slideshow here. So this is about how we can parameterize the query. And then here I have given this parameter. We can give, instead of this 279, we can add the salesperson as the parameter. Now, data can be extracted from NoSQL also, not only SQL. We can get Azure Cosmo DB. Anywhere we can get the data. All the data can be coming from JSON format. If you are having JSON, we can see that JSON is actually made as a records and list. So what is a record? Record is a single row of data. List is a column of data. So column of data, row of data, row of data, column of data, like that. We can say nested table inside that entire JSON document that can be made as a flat table by Power BI. That's really amazing feature. So you will be wondering why I have not used this concept before. Okay. So now get data from online source services like SharePoint. We can get the data from Google Analytics, Google's Data Studio, or Dynamics 365, SharePoint, OneDrive. Anywhere we can get the data. Whenever we are updating the data, your report will also be updated. Okay. So storage mode. This is a very important area where, see, if every time I load the data, it becomes very cumbersome. Suppose 10 years data I'm having, whether I have to load every time 10 years data. So that means importing every time will take some time, right? So otherwise, if I want to store the data also, if I want to store 10 years data, that will also be a problem. So that is why we need a mixed concept. Okay? Import mode, every time create a local copy. Direct query, at that time of creating the report only, we are querying the data. Unless otherwise we require a last minute report, we don't require this direct query. And dual mode is composite of the above two. Some part is copied, some part is queried. So how you are, what is the speed of your server? What is the quantum of your report? What is the quantum of the data? And whether you require updated data every moment, then we need this composite and import and direct query. So there are 3 storage modes possible in Power BI. And the Power BI is storing in a columnar database, even 1 GB data. I have seen that 1 GB data, it is being saved as some 100 MB data. Okay, that's why it is such a kind of a maybe a compressed form of data we are storing. Okay, for analytical purpose only we are storing. We are not doing it for a transaction processing. We don't want to print an invoice, but we want to analyze the invoice. Okay, that is where we are using the online analytical processing. So now we want to sometimes the query will be very slow. In that case, we need an index creation, and then hardware should be maybe upgraded. So 16 GB RAM may not be that much great when you are having more of data. Then we need some 30 GB RAM, and multiple threading may be possible. So all these things can be used by performance analyzer. Now I want to tell another important aspect of query folding. So what is this query folding? Maybe important aspect. See, don't make the Power Query to do all the things, because Power Query is a tool which is graphical user interface useful for users like us. But suppose if you can do the same in the SQL query itself, in the native query itself, that is called query folding. So if it is possible, so try to make it using the native query itself. Don't come to the Power Query editor to transform. That's what they are saying. Okay? Don't spend more time on transformation. Try to convert make the transformation in the native SQL itself. If you are making it in native SQL, it will be faster because SQL servers are faster. Now, here you can see, if I right click any step, if view native query is disabled, that means the query folding is not possible. Query folding is possible only for SQL data, any RDBMS data. If you are getting the data from an Excel file, then there is no concept of query folding. So query folding is running the query in the native SQL server itself, not in the Power Query. Okay? So it is better to run the query folding instead of running the same in the Power Query. It will be making much time. Okay? That's why. Anyway, so this is about the performance issues and all. So query diagnostics is here. So for example, I go to query diagnostics, go to tools. There's a diagnostic tool here. So I can run a step. I can start diagnostic, and then refresh, how much time it takes, which file is loaded. So all these things are possible as a developer. So we are developing the tool. For us, it is possible. But for the report reader, they will never see this page. That's why they have made into two windows. One is for Power Query ETL purpose only. After getting the ETL, once you load the data, what will happen? That is the reporting area. So let us quickly go through that area now. Okay. So I'm going to close this slideshow, friends. So query optimization is possible. So we have to remove the errors. Example, I'll tell you very important error, date format error. My client is giving the format in the US format, but I am having Indian date format. So in Power Query, there's a wonderful tool called date formatting. I can click here. That's called culturing. Okay? I can make any culture. I can click this using local. Once I click this using local, we can convert to any country's date. Okay. So for example, I can say this is not Indian date. It is Spanish date. It is US date. Okay. This is called culturing the data. So any particular country I can select. That's really wonderful, friends. I need not worry about the DD, MM, YY and all. I can tell from which country it has come. That's all. Okay. So now date format error, we have to modify. Data type mismatch. Number should be number. Date should be date. Text should be text. Okay. Properly we have to make. Anything should not be ABC 1, 2, 3. So here you can see ABC means text and this is calendar. 1, 2, 3 means numbers. So it should not be ABC 1, 2, 3. So it should not be ABC 1, 2, 3. So here you can see ABC means text, date, time, all the things we can do. Okay. So any particular column type we can make it. So now let us go to ETL property. I think ETL is somewhat over, but let us go to the balance transformation, how we are doing. Okay. So when we are cleaning,
can SQL, can PDF data can be imported?
Sure, sir. PDF data very much important, sir. We can import. Okay. So that is another case study we are going to make. Right click, new query. I can go to more and there is PDF file. Okay. So we can import any PDF document, but not scanned PDF. Okay. Not scanned PDF. Any PDF created by banks, all the Form 26AS, all these things we are doing it by using PDF, sir. Really wonderfully we can do it. Not a problem. Okay. So yes. So clean and transform the data. So null values should be properly transformed. Okay. Let me try to go to the slideshow. So we can, for example, suppose you are importing some unclean data. So cleaning the data means I can promote the headers. So January, February should be promoted and this can be removed. I can rename the columns. So use the first rows headers. If you come here, you can see that use first rows headers is very much used. Okay. Use first rows headers. So I can use the headers as first row and go to transform here also possible. So I can rename the column, double click and rename the column also anytime. So these many things are possible. Remove top rows, blanks, keep rows, remove duplicates. So this you should work with it. Then only you can get an idea about it. Example, I can say, suppose I want to, I don't want individual records. I can make a query reference. I can make a reference of this query. Can you see that, friends? Just like Excel, this query is referring that query. If that query is changing, what will happen to this query? This query will also change. For example, I want to see group-wise sales. Okay. For example, shipping mode-wise sales. So right-click the shipping mode. I want to group by. So shipping mode-wise, I want sum of sales. Okay. Sales. So let us say sum. So it is about sales only. So sum of sales. Once I press OK, you can see second class what is the sales. But this we are doing it in the report level. Just I am showing the power of this particular tool. Okay. So even before loading the data, we can make a group. It is possible. Okay. But if the original data is changing, this query will also change. So that is why right click any query, I can make another query. Reference the query, duplicate a query. So two things are possible. Duplicating the query. If I am making a duplicate, if I modify the first query, this query will not change. So if I want to duplicate, that means I want to branch out. So if I want to branch out, I will be using duplicate. If I want to refer another query, we can refer. If I want to make a dependent of another query, we can do it. So this is just like our Excel formula, friends. Amazing. So in Excel formula, we are referring a cell. but here we are referring the entire query itself. Okay. Okay. So now let us quickly go through this clean and transform. Right. So unpivot is an important feature. 2018, 19, 20, January, February is there. I can easily unpivot it. So 2018 will be here as an attribute and values are here as a column. So here January comes one time, but here January comes two times. So automatically the data will be wide length format, long format, wide format, anything we can convert, transform, transpose, anything we can do. So replace the value also. Null values can be replaced with the 0. Example I'll show you. So here we have a query. So in this query, I want to replace second class with first class. So right click, I can replace the values. Wherever there is second class, I can convert to first class, okay, something like that. Easily we can do. Okay. So once I press OK, every second class will be first class. Next time onward, system will do. I will not do it. Okay, that is the power of it. So one time I'm telling to the system, next time onward, system will do. So we are creating an engine. Okay, don't forget. Now we are creating an engine. Okay, so I think yes, this is the one. So we can change the appropriate column type. I already told you using local. And this is another very important point. I can combine multiple files. That is an amazing feature. Okay. Next month onwards, suppose there are 10 branches. 10 branches are sending some CSV form reports. So I can put it in a folder. That folder itself can be imported. One time I'm importing the folder. Next month onwards, if I change the file in that folder, that is enough. So if I want to combine the files, there are 3 ways of making a single table from multiple tables. So combining the query, combining the files, merging the query, appending the query. What is combining? Combining is nothing but in a single folder, there are files. I can combine the files. When you can combine the files, when all the source files are having the same structure, 10 branches are sending data. All the 10 branches are having 5 columns. So serial number, name of the product, sales. But the column name may be changed. Column can be, order can be changed, but the name should be the same. Okay? And the same structure also should be there. So when you are combining the files, the first table only it will be taken as an example. But you can make it any table also. For example, let me try to go here in the Power Query. I think this is the Power Query window. No. Okay, so let me go to Power Query window. One. Yes, sir, this is the one. So right click, new query. I go to the folder itself. Okay, let us create a folder. I'm going to get the folder itself to be imported. So if I connect this folder, which folder it is asking, let me go to my system, okay, D drive. I go to our Power BI projects, ICI, and go to GS reconciliation. Once I press OK, friends, you can see that there is something called JSON files are coming. So here I can combine and transform or transform data. When I am transforming the data, you can see binary, binary, binary. And here you can see combined files. If I am combining files, everything should be the same structure. Can you understand? Same file, same structure. So if I am making Excel file and JSON file, there will be a problem. That is why I can easily filter out. I don't want anything in the form of Excel. Now I'm getting only JSON. See the power of this. I can say right click, remove other columns. So now I am having only binary. I can combine. So if I am combining the files, it will take first file as the as an example, and then it will try to open the binary and then show it to you. Okay. So this is the concept. It is been mentioned here. Okay. So binary files can be combined together, and the import of 2014, 15, 15, 16, all these things can be made into a single table. So what about the append queries? Five queries are there. All of them are having the same structure. I want to combine that queries into a single query. So append is row-wise addition. You may be knowing appending. So appending is row-wise addition, and merging is column-wise addition. So when you are appending the rows, appending the queries, there are 2 aspects. Append a query, append the queries as new. Suppose I am having table 1, table 2, table 3. I want to append the table 1, table 2 to table 3. then I can select the table 3, append queries. But I need to keep the table 1, table 2, table 3. I want to create a new query called table 4. Then we can use append queries as new. So I hope it is very much understandable. So now let me go to the merge queries. If I go to merge queries, that is very important, friends. Can you mute yourself, friends?
We have to understand that across tax modules,
Sir, please.
we have to bring the process very carefully to make careful framework and
sir, can you mute yourself, sir? Okay, so merging is nothing but what? Merging is actually like our SQL join. I can make left outer, right outer, full outer, inner join. So like this, from the left table, right table, we can connect only the, for example, let us take this is GSTR, this is purchase journal. I can reconcile with what? Reconciled one only I want inner join. And I want to say unreconciled, this is our left anti, unreconciled PJ, right anti. If I want everything from left side, and only connected from right side. So these are the very simple concept of SQL join only, and it is well explained by the Power Query also. Left outer is all from first, matching from second, like that. So you go through, you can easily get it. Okay. So in the faculty development program, we are going to have a wonderful case study, friends, using how we are preparing this kind of dashboards. Okay. So we will be using it. Okay. Right. So now let me quickly go through our joins and column profiling. Please see the power of this Power Query. I'm going to use it as the column profiling. If I go to orders, go to view and column quality, column distribution, column profiling. Once you enable everything, you can see how much is valid, how much is error, how much is empty, and how much is unexpected. So if there is any error, suppose this order date, I am converting this to text. So, or I am trying to convert this to this one I am trying to convert to, this is a text. I am trying to convert to date. Then what will happen? Error will come. So if I say add a new step, you can see that the entire thing is red color now. Error is 100%. So everything is an error. It is saying that I cannot convert this to date value. So this is a very much useful to identify whether there is an error and is there any outliers. So all these things can be done. If I click here, I can see the entire column profiling. So how it is working, how many times it is unique, how much it is distinct and all. And this is not for the reporting purpose. This is for the developer to understand is there any outlier and all. So as I have mentioned, Power Query Editor is for developer, Power BI visual only to be shown to the user. Okay. So let me quickly go through this, friends. Okay. So we can go to the M query language. We can see the M code. I have told you we need not write this code. Okay. It is rarely used, but slightly if you want to modify something, we can easily do it by Power Query M code. So we can go to M code by using this View Advanced Editor. If I go to View Advanced Editor, I can see the entire M query. I can change from sheet to sheet 1. So slightly if I want to modify here, if I want to modify only the source, I need not go to the first step and modify. Okay? We can modify here itself. And please remember, you should not have any syntax error. Without any syntax error, it should be there. Unless otherwise you are knowing how to operate it, don't do that. Okay? Because as a CA professional, we are not going to go to that advanced editor and all. And just showing you it is possible. Okay? So in your book, in our book, they have mentioned the M code also, but it is only for reading purpose. So that I think our madam will be confirming. Okay. So now let me quickly go to the reporting aspect. So we don't have much time. So I'll go to the reporting aspect also. Let me show you how is the concept of reporting is working. Sorry, this is basics of digital forensic. I'll go to the fourth chapter. Okay, data visualization and data extraction. So here, if I go to slideshow from current slide. So why we need a visual? Please see here, there are 4 data sets. Anscombe quartet, I think you may be heard. Okay. So Anscombe quartet is saying X, Y, X2, Y2, there are 4 data sets. All these 4 data sets are having the same average, same variance or same thing. how will you compare? If I am putting it in a chart, I can easily understand there is an outlier, there is a trend, there is a product life cycle here. Here we are having a trend. Here also we are having a trend, but there is one outlier. So all these things can be easily understood by visualizing the data. A picture is worth 1,000 words. We are already knowing. So please see here, this Power BI visual is so dynamic, interactive, customizable, flexible, wide in variety, AI powered, easy to share also, easy to create also. Please see here, friends. So let us go to our own Power BI desktop now. So let me come back here. Where is the Power BI? This is the one, I think. Let me see it. Okay. No, this is not the one. So this is untitled. So let me try to open the sample superstore. Okay. So this is the
Sir,
report.
sorry to disturb you. Actually, screen is not visible.
Can you see the screen now?
No, sir.
I'm sharing my screen.
Yes, sir.
Visible,
Visible, sir.
to
Visible.
us.
Yes, visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Visible,
Yes, sir. Yes,
visible.
sir. Shown.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Must
Thank
be
you.
in a net problem. Okay, I should
Visible,
check
Visible,
that.
sir.
Okay, I should
Thank you,
check.
friends. Okay, not a problem. I can go to quarter level. Anything we can do, friends. Amazingly, in a report. So we can see drill down. So here, if I want to drill down, I can say drill down. Things are possible from year to quarter. So if I have made as a hierarchy. So here, if I see what is interactivity, if I want only for 2014, if I click here, every chart is actually changing. Can you see that? So if I click for 2015, this is for 2016, 2017, what is my total sales? What is my total profit? Okay. So anything we can do. Suppose I want for West. So I want for East. I want for Central. So everything is totally, I can find out these are the outliers for sales and profit. Okay. Daily sales and all. So suppose if I click it again, I'm getting this. There are data bars possible, conditional formatting possible, sparklings are possible. Whatever you are doing in Excel, we can do that. And there are umpty number of visuals possible. KPI gauge is possible. So map charts are possible. Visuals are amazingly we can do. Okay. So if you go through these measures, so for example, I want to go to the total sales as a measure. So if I go to the order factor, you can see that I have added some measures. Measures are shown as a calculator symbol. If I go to the profit percentage, or if I can create this, I think I have given a total sales as a formula. If I go to the total sales, can you understand this formula, friends? Can you understand this formula? Total sales is equal to sum of order sales. So this is just like looking like our Excel formula. That's why I'm saying DAX is very simple. So very simple to learn. DAX measures. So here you can create the measure. In other words, I want to conclude, since we don't have much time, I want to conclude this session now for question answer session. Friends, I want to conclude with one sentence. So factor, dimension, measure, hierarchy, I was saying. Now I want to put all these words in a single sentence. Okay? Remember this sentence before coming to this FDB program. Now dimensions in multiple levels of hierarchies are measured by facts. Okay. So remember this, friends. So I'll be typing this for you. So please here, dimensions in different levels of hierarchies are measured by facts. So now you can see all the 4 words in a single sentence. So try to remember this. This is the concept of OLAP, and I will be putting it in the chat box also. Okay.
Power BI. Power BI, the advanced.
Okay. So this I will put it in the things. So yes, friends, I hope we have any time, friends. Can we go for or go for a question answer session?
You can take, sir. Few questions you can take, sir. There's no issue in that case.
Yes, ma'am.
Please go ahead.
Sir, these
Hello. Yeah, this is Atanu Roy.
sir, these measures are there in the module.
Hello.
Yes, sir. No, not in the model, sir. We'll be giving in the case study, sir.
Oh, okay. So, okay.
We'll be
can
sharing
I
it in the case study, sir.
Can
Yes,
I
sir. Yes, sir.
Then it will be easy for.
Yes, sir. Very much easy, sir. We'll be sharing it. Don't worry.
So this is Atanu. Can I put a question, please?
Please, sir. Please do it,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. Okay, okay. So you know that I think you have idea about Knime. So there's
Yes,
a
sir.
possibility, okay, to counter the big data.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
now what I see when I just go through the details, drill down details of the features of Power Query and K9 mostly is dealing with the ETL and then publications. So, and if Power Query can take care of big data, my question, why we faculties and also the students should learn both? Some big overlapping in the sets, big overlapping between these two. So in this, just one more line, K9, okay, is good for visuals, workflow and all this. So, right, is it worth it to learn both or just learn one? Thank you, that's all for me.
Sir, I want to give one thing here. See, if you go to a sweet stall, we may be having Mysore Pak also. We may be having Rasagulla. We may be having Gulab Jamun. Why should we eat all the three, sir? That's all, sir. Each and every sweetness is different, sir. Okay, that's really amazing. So data analytics is the concept, but how many products are available? One is open source. Knime is open source. Python is using coding. Power BI is without even coding using Microsoft product. Okay? So if you are asking, this is not product-based difference, sir. It is about the conceptual difference also there. Okay? That's why if you go through this. Not only big data, we are actually in Power BI, they don't call it as dashboard. They call it as reports only. Whereas in the case of Tableau, they call it as dashboard. In the case of Knime, it is different. Okay, so the entire application itself is different where you are applying. For example, if you go to R language, it is used for data science. So Python, we can use it for machine learning and data science, but here we cannot use it for machine learning. So this is for reporting purpose. A corporate enterprise-wide automated regular report we can create by using Power BI. So Power BI can do wonders in that area only. So I can restrict Power BI for data analytics, but not for data science, not for machine learning, not for the things that can be done by using Knime. Knime is powerful than Power BI, but in some of the areas. Power BI is more powerful, more user-friendly in some of the areas. So if I am saying all these three, then our CS students will be so much versatile, friends. Okay, versatile. That's what I can say. Yes, sir. I hope I have given the answer, sir. Anybody else having any question, friends?
Very well said, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, you have explained it very, very well. Like, I mean, the difference is very clear. All the while, we used to have a doubt. All the three are same, and why not we use only one of them? Why so many different products? But you have given a very clear explanation about the difference. That's really great, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, friends. Thank you. Sir, good afternoon, sir. Aditya, sir. I'm seeing now only. Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry, sir.
In between, I was joining there. I'm in a program.
Thank you,
And
sir.
Vidhi Gupta ji is, firebrand lady, and Jyoti Arora ji, and Rashmi Goel ji. Now, my request to all our faculties is that let us be leader. I was seeing some posting. We should know multiple softwares. Today's student knows maybe 100 times more than us. 100 is not an exaggeration, because today's student, was born with a computer in the hand. May not be from mother's womb, but the computer was given to the student. So we had Ratina Giri. Ratina, I understand as a Ratan, and
Yes,
Giri
sir.
is a mountain.
Yes, sir.
So all faculties have given a lot of ideas. But see, any learning happens. Can I request faculties to be on mute? And can I request organizers to see that everyone is put on mute except me? So the whole objective of this course, like, we have a parallel OC and MCS. There I say the purpose is that person develops the inner personality, the external personality, should get lot of confidence, lot of enthusiasm. In each one of us, there is a giant within us. So we awaken that giant. Similarly, if I would, Vidhi and Jyoti, if I would have been a participant yesterday and today, I think I would not have given test immediately. The absorption of the knowledge takes time. And another thing is, yes, recording will be available. I'll see that if the recording is done, it will be available. Otherwise, we will request faculties to have their YouTube channel and record their learning. So we will put on
Edwin, please mute others.
they can put on their channel.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
No, I will stop because it's, from morning, it's 1:30. Mind has a capacity to absorb. So over to the organizers, and, I request each faculty, whatever suggestion, like Mr. Jolie from Chandigarh, he is not part of the WhatsApp group. He has separately posted me a suggestion. I'll be adding him in the group because I was in the hall. Network was not that good. External Affairs Minister, Madam Meenakshi Lekhi, is addressing the Capital Market Conference in Bombay. So, like each one of us has suggestion. And unless we understand siblings, brothers, sisters, and unless we understand the worst software and most useful software, we will not learn. So my humble request as a student, as a co-colleague, as a co-faculty is that please learn on your own, come out with new ideas so that we can make course very dynamic. We can make course purposeful, like since yesterday I am reading something on data science, comparing data science, data analytics, data forensics, AI, I developed 3 words, MDD, like what I spoke yesterday. Machine learning, deep learning, and decision. And we also do the same thing, na? We first learn something, then we learn in advance, and then we take a decision. So over to faculties, over to participants for rest of the process. And I have shared in chat box my email ID, my mobile number. So you can email suggestions. You have Vidhi Gupta's email ID, Madam Jyoti Arora's email ID, the Board of Studies email ID. And another request I'm making to each faculty is take ownership. When I go to a class myself, so I look at everything. The cleanliness, the systems, the audio video system, the use of smart board. Like recently I went to Ahmednagar. 2 smart boards are delivered maybe 10 days back, but they are not installed. Mr. President was there. So when you go to a class, find out whether a smart board was scheduled, whether it is installed, start using it. And there is no worry, we know only few aspects of the smart board. See that the ITT lab in charge also learns it. Therefore, yesterday I put the link in the ITT lab in charge group also. Because some of them, see, everybody is learner. One of our past president, P.A. Nair, he was a typist in CC Choksi. And then CC Choksi motivated him. He did CA, became partner of the firm, and became president of the institute. So each one of us has a immense capability. Each student has an immense capability. We should ignite it. We should tell them. So in 15 days, 90 hours, maybe, first day itself, we should give them some coding program, something, some software, some e-portal if they can make. We should arouse a lot of interest in them. and we will create this system. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any questions from any participants?
Hello.
Good morning, ma'am.
Please one by one or raise a question or raise a hand.
And if there are few questions to me, welcome. No, I will also answer non-technical questions. So
Sir,
I am
I want to
learning
ask one question.
to me
Sorry.
or to the faculty.
To you and
Yeah. Please,
ma'am.
please ask. Please ask.
Sir, I want to know that the assessment is today or tomorrow.
No, that I will not answer. That Vidhi Gupta ji and Jyoti Arora will answer. So I am.
Hello.
Okay, ma'am. Can you clarify that?
Your first round will be conducted today itself. The mail has been already communicated to you. It will be available on the students. It will be available on the faculty's dashboard. It's isonlineregistration.org, and it will be available on your faculty's login in itself.
Hello.
It will be activated at 4 o'clock, and you will be able to attempt the test in between 4:30 to 5 only.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
Ma'am, I
Miss.
have one request.
Yes.
Actually, we have already prior commitments till 15th May for some courses and lectures. So if you inform us at least 10 days before for the physical FDP, then that would be very helpful, ma'am.
Yes,
Immediately in the next week, we have already some prior commitments.
We'll inform the dates to you.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Jyoti ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Good evening. This is C.A. Padmanabhan from Trivandrum. See,
Yes,
regarding assessment test and all that, see, we are all practicing CS. So
Yes, sir.
even this FDP class also, we are finding time setting apart our commitments with respect to our practice and all that. We are attending this thing. So assessment test, you are telling that you are going to have it in the evening itself, means no, we have already we have committed, we are practicing CS, we are practicing. So see, immediately you are doing means it is quite difficult for us. No, we have meetings, we have to meet clients, and we have to go to other offices and all that. We are practicing CS. That's what I'm saying. It's only a request.
Sir, we have concerned your you just try it. It is just a MCQ based.
I know,
and it is only from the content that has been taught.
Not a matter of questions or answering or something like that. Time, because see, even in today I have till now I am simultaneously I am what you call attending another meeting of my client and simultaneously attending the FDP class also. Evening I have another meeting. So all these are because we are all busy CAs. So in spite of all that, we are attending this FDP class based on the request of the BOS. So assessment test and all that means today itself if you are conducting means it's not a matter of getting the knowledge and all that, but we have time. We don't have the time.
Sir, listen, if any faculty is not able to conduct the test today, we'll try to do it in the second phase, but till the time
that is okay. That you have to give a chance to the faculties the second time, or not means those who have not done the assessment, you can have another date. That's what I am saying. Just only my suggestion.
No, sir, that has already been decided. So
Sorry to interrupt me, ma'am.
Just hold on. Kavita, wait.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, I know that everybody is busy and you all are the well-versed, experienced faculties, and this is not the new topic that has been introduced in the market. With the advancement of technology, every faculty should be aware of these things. And this is just an awareness test which we are taking it just to check the skill sets you are having for imparting the education to the CA students only.
I know.
Sir, there is no point. It is again a thing that has been decision taken by the board only. So I request you just
I am not objecting to any of these your test or whatever it may be. Everything I am what do you call? I don't have any problem with that. I'm only saying the dates. So immediately you are conducting means morning itself. we are sitting in for the last 2 days. We are sitting before the system till afternoon, and all that. We have so many
Sir,
commitments.
we really appreciate that you are attending the training by sitting in front of it. That is just check on that basis only. Whatever you have learned in last 2 days, only that will be assessed. And it is not that type of test you have to write it. And being a chartered accountant, you know the pressure but the student is handling, which is giving the 7 days exam. Sir, I think there is no point of discussion on why this assessment has been conducted. I request those who are willing to do it, please do it. Otherwise, we'll consider this in the second phase of the assessment, sir. This is not the individual decision. This is a board decision, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
No, thank you.
Yes, Kavita, you were saying something.
Hello, this is Atanu
Yes,
again.
ma'am. Actually, the same question was there. But it is okay if we are saying the assessment will be taken like another time also. If today is possible, then I'll be able to. If I'll be able to give the assessment
It
today,
can be
then
conducted from the mobile phones also. Everybody is having a mobile phone. They can see. It's up to the faculties ki how serious they are taking the classes for the students. It's a board decision. I cannot take a call on individual. No board officials can take a call on that.
Based
no,
on,
ma'am, it's okay.
Ma'am, one thing I must say that
yes, sir.
Based on this assessment test, you cannot question our what you call.
No, not at all. Not at all, sir. Not at all. It is just the skills that has been whether
you mentioned that it is up to the faculties. What do you call sincerity in taking the assessment test.
Sir, everybody has spent. Sir, last day, even we will appreciate every faculty who is attending the program. Now today is also there is on the Zoom call. It is more than 250 faculties, and on that other portal which we are committed, there are more than 500 faculties. So, sir, out of 1,000 faculties, 700.
You have to see in the 250 faculties how many CS are there, how many experienced CS are there. So they have to spare their time. Even see, we are.
Sir, this is for the enhancement. This is for the enhancement of this CSR. You should appreciate the board's prerogative. These types of trainings are being conducted by the board for enhancing the IT skill sets of the chartered accountants. So this is not the thing, sir. You should take it a positive. Sir, any other question?
Yes,
yes, ma'am. An add-on question, ma'am, regarding this assessment test.
One by one. Apart from assessment test.
Yeah, hi. See, this PA Kunal this side.
Yes,
actually, I'm just checking. Is there any passing criteria like minimum numbers required to pass the assessment test?
60%, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, this Atanu here. Just to clarify, here in the mail, I see that the link will be sent to each of the faculty as per the ID, and we can download the Google form, then fill it up and submit. So now you're giving something else. So what is can you give a mail on this? What is the last?
Sure, we'll send a mail.
Sorry?
We'll send a mail. It will be on the faculty's dashboard itself.
No, you'll be sending a mail, you mean to say?
Sir, we are sending a mail.
Yes.
And the complete procedure is written on that.
Okay.
Just wait for a while, sir. Wait for a mail, sir.
Okay. So when do you think the mail will come?
So let this session be finished, then we'll send a mail.
Send a mail. Okay. Any question on this? Where should I clarify?
What clarification do you require, sir? It will be on the student faculty's dashboard. You must have your login on the IT online registration portal. It will be available on the faculty's dashboard.
No, I have nothing like that. I know, okay, I am a new person here. So long I was in Singapore. Okay, I tell you, I have only ICI online registration.org. That's all.
Yeah, you must this training is for the impaneled IT and advanced IT faculties. And if any CA wants to go for this training, no issue in that. And if you are interested to get impaneled with us, that is a second procedure, because this assessment is for the correctly impaneled faculties.
No, I am already impaneled. From February I am teaching. My ID, I am getting through my ID, Atanu Singapore, gmail.com, everything. But what is the dashboard and all, I have no idea.
Sir, which you are not registered on this portal. Because if you are not registered on the dashboard, you check with your POU, sir. Every POU have registered their own faculties.
Yes, correct. Okay. So I have to talk to them.
You are registered with which PO, which branch of the ICI?
Kolkata.
Kolkata, na? So you check with the Kolkata branch, sir.
Yeah.
Every POU have impaneled their faculties on the dashboard. Every faculty have their own dashboards on the same portal from which they will get the classes.
Yeah. Okay.
On that dashboard only, this link will be get activated because this assessment is only for those who are the current impaneled faculties.
Yes, I'm empaneled very much. That's why I'm taking class.
Sir, impaneled from last 2 years, sir.
Yeah.
Are we taking any classes in the institute from last 2 years or 3 years or 4 years?
Sir, you are giving the feedback now, sir. That is the dashboard, sir. You can go to the that is our ICI online registration portal.
Yes,
there you are having given the feedback now, sir. That's same place, sir. Same place
so
you
now
can get it.
so many terminologies are floating around. We are a little confused. Yeah, ICI online registration. That I'm okay. That's okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you are great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That's all for me.
Thank you so much, Ratnagiri, sir. So now, a final vote of thanks from the Board of Studies side. So as we conclude the live webinar and the FDP on the second day of IT and Advanced IT curriculum covered the topics. Today's topic is the Python, Power BI, and the
Knime.
This is a Knime. These are the topics. I heartfully gratitude to each and everyone of you who have actively participated and engagement in the particular topic. A special thanks to our expert, Kavita Madam, CAS Ratnagiri, and Anand Sir, who has enriched our understanding of IT curriculum and its evolving dynamic. Your efforts in bringing together experts and educators to share their knowledge and experience are truly commendable. I would like to thank our Chairman and Vice Chairman, Sir, for giving the vision to enhance the skill sets of the faculties of the IT and advanced ITTs. To our participants, your enthusiasm and engagement have made this webinar a great success. Your questions and comments and feedbacks have added in-depth and richness to our discussion. Thank you all for your contribution. Again, I repeated for the assessment test. Assessment test will be activated on this faculty's dashboard on ICIonlineregistration.org from 4:30 to 5 p.m.
Ma'am, I have one question. Can I?
Yeah, please.
Ma'am, Vidhi ma'am, directly to you, ma'am.
हाँ बोलिए.
हाँ, ma'am. All the course materials, all the faculties who have told us that these are available there. So, ma'am, we did not get the link, a downloadable link anywhere. So, can you share that thing?
Which link you did not receive?
That the faculty development, the books which are published, they have told in their lectures that in the modules these are available, but we did not get any updated modules for the classes.
For the classes module has not been finalized. We have just shared it with the faculties only.
Okay, so whatever means we did not get that thing. Then we have only received the PPT. Are these all sufficient?
Last month we have
shared the books with the faculties among the faculties only.
No, ma'am. We did. I am being a faculty. I did not receive that, ma'am. That's why I'm saying.
Are you registered on a WhatsApp group?
No, ma'am. As a faculty, I'm not. But the admin part, I was there. I'm there in the WhatsApp group.
Are you a registered faculty? Are you a registered faculty?
Yes,
through which ID you have been registered? Because we have taken a database from the registered faculties portal only.
See. I've been attending this session yesterday onwards.
Wait. You send a mail to the help desk ITT over whatever your query is. That will be addressed from there itself.
Okay. Thank you.
And everyone who has to update their profile, they have to go to their faculty module on the ICIL-registration.org and update your profile over there.
Email also. If you have problem with your email IDs, kindly update your email IDs through update profile on a portal itself.
Not on SSP. We are talking about the ICI online registration portal.
Hello, Japan.
Ma'am, can I take leave, ma'am? Because I have some work.
Yes, sir. We are ending the session. We have just ended the session, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ratnagiri sir, Kavita sir, Kavita madam,
Thank you.
and Anand sir in the absence. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
I ask one.